devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand. Call
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here and we're getting started. And man, what a crazy few days it has been. We're going to get caught up on some things. The newest employee brought on board at DLD Hardware. We're going to be talking about that. Something original. What's up, brother? Good to see you. For those of you that don't know, this is our viewer that shot himself in the hand on accident. He's okay. Don't worry. His hand is okay. Mostly okay. Healed up pretty well. Something original. I hope your double-sided holy hands are healed up all well. And people say 32 ACP is an anemic cartridge. Till you put one through your hand, that is. Anyway, great to see you. Great to see everyone else in here as well. So we're going to jump into it. For anyone that's here for the first time, that just doesn't know how we do things, what we usually do is we usually spend the first 10 minutes just greeting all of our channel members, which that's channel members for the we greet all of our channel members because honestly, the way things are going, they're literally the only ones that are keeping things going here, that are keeping the lights. I swear they just flickered. Keeping the lights on. And look, I appreciate you guys. I'm super grateful for y'all. So when we get started, we take the first 10 minutes or so to greet all of our channel members and then also greet all of our other folks in chat too. So we're going to start by doing that. Also, if you are here the next day, which we got a super dedicated group of dudes that come through the next day, drink their coffee watching the episode, or, the next day and the next day, Really appreciate that. We call them the replay mafia. Appreciate you guys. Go ahead and throw a comment in chat. Replay mafia. I don't. The funny thing is, I don't think this platform likes that at all. The word mafia. I think they actually really dislike that because it's like hiding comments and stuff. I don't know. Yo, it's a joke, and I didn't even come up with it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Two bones crushed, but I'm healed up. Wow. Wow. 32 ACP. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, I joke about it, but he was in trouble there for a little bit, and I mean, he blew a hole through his hand with a 32 ACP, and this was actually based on what he said. Obviously, I'm no expert, right? This was a mechanical failure. This wasn't, I'm sure, he could have found another way to do what he was doing, but uh, there was a mechanical failure with the firearm, so it's not, totally blamed on him. Okay. Um, Anyway, beef, it's what's for dinner. Uh, Hail moderators. Yes, yes. So we'll go ahead and jump into it. So shout out to Replay Mafia. Shout out to all you guys for tuning in. And man, I'm just feeling super grateful for y'all, man. Appreciate all y'all. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We got some crazy things popping off. I was actually listening to the police scanner for New York, and thank you, Crump. Crump was the one that shared this with me, told me what was going on. There's actually a huge protest that's at Columbia University, and apparently they issued a shelter in place order because it's getting out of hand. On the police scanner, they said there were shots fired. Like one of the rounds went through some dude's window. Like stuff is going bananas out there. So good thing people aren't allowed to carry guns in New York because, well, then how did that guy well, oh well. We don't ask questions here, okay? We just pay attention and watch from a distance and take note. No, I'm kidding. I don't know exactly what happened, but I know it's popping off. If anyone else is out there, there was literally just a dude from New York, a gun dude from New York. Think he went by Jeff D or something like that. Apparently, he's got a YouTube channel. He does all New York stuff, and yeah, shout out to him. Um, anyway, so let's jump into it, and we're gonna hit a few different topics tonight, and we're just gonna have a general fun time. First, we're gonna go ahead and shout out the first person that DLD After Dark. Hope you have a great night. Talk to your dog like you'd speak to a 4-year-old human forever, bro. I always do. It literally the dog is right there. Like I'm talking to you guys like this. If I turned to the dog, I'd be like, "Oh, little cutie, woody." That's how I am. And I'll actually pull this up here. Hold up, hold up. Do. Bam, bam. Oh, so cute. He's like stirring now that okay, so I'm working on kenneling right now and getting him used to, kenneling in increments. So I'm not going to pull him out now, but I'll show you guys some pictures. Okay. Let's see. We got this and this. And you got to, right? You gotta talk to them like they're like little babies, right? But the funny thing is, though, is I've always kind of talked to my daughter like, I mean, I guess I kind of whatever, I'm a big softie. Okay, all right. So we got number one, and we got number two, and let's go boom, boom, present, present, present. Okay, so this is the first one here. So this is the newest member of the team over here at DLD Hardware. And man, look how incredible this little guy is, man. Let's see, enter full screen. Oh, look at that, dude! The coolest, most adorable little animal in the world. So it's kind of crazy how this happened. Okay, so I wanna kind of put this in perspective because a lot of people are like, "Yo, how did you just like randomly like just up and get a dog?" Right? Um, I believe that, like, all things happen for a reason, okay? And, usually God's hand is in it somewhere. You never know exactly, the direction that you're going, but either way, you know what? I'll tell you guys the whole story, but, let's do this. Let's get through the intro. Let's say what's up to everybody, and then we'll, "Da puppy," and then we'll talk about that because it was kinda crazy how this happened, okay? This is like 1 in a million type stuff, right? And I think one night I did get into, the story, but, I'm sure, not everyone has heard it, and I got a, print going on now that I do have to keep an eye on too, so bear with me, y'all. Ow. Alright, hold up, let me just set this up, chill. Let me put my dog's plate carrier over here. My bad. Okay, that'll just go right there. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So first chat of the evening goes up to dang old Matt, my guy. He's always swinging in there. Appreciate you, dang old Matt. And of course, when you're first, you either get a fist bump or a high five. So let's go with a high five. Psh, we've been doing the fist bump for a while now. I think it's we need to switch it up. My man, Mr. Fromage himself, Gutta Cheese. Great to see you. He says, "Have you printed a gun today?" Actually, not today. No, not today. But that is a very important question to ask. And you'll notice he's also a channel member. Appreciate you, my guy. Blue Curtain Burner, what's up, brother? Also a channel member. Appreciate you, brother. TMFA Hall, also a channel member. What up? What up? Toy Town Inc. Channel member. What up? Flying Rich, also a channel member and a mod. Appreciate you, my guy. Joe Morris in the building, also a channel member. Appreciate you, brother. Uh, Sorry, sometimes I forget to do, like, the thing where sometimes I salute, sometimes it's whatever. And sometimes I'm just like, "This person's a Chinamemba, Joe Morris, what up?" I'm sorry. I do my best, alright? Joe Morris, though, is also a Chinamemba. Appreciate you, my guy. We got Ross77. What's up, brother? Also a Chinamemba. Appreciate you. Gort, also in the building. And he is indeed a Chana member. Mike McClune the Goon, bro, great to see you. I actually just saw something. It was like Mike McClune the Goon, just like your Instagram story. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you guys being active on all social media, even though I'm not very active on social media. I just like doing this. I just like coming and chilling and talking to y'all. BV Luminous, what's up, brother? Also a China member. Appreciate you. Led on Stale, how you feel? Great to see you. Also a China member. Fat Gray Man, what's up, brother? Also a China member. Let's see, Mike McClune, the Goon, Joe Morris. Hey, testing, 1, 2, 3. What's up, brother? Also a China member. Eric Stockbridge, what's up, fam? Also a China member. Appreciate you, brother. And then the guy that shot himself, which is something original. He shot himself in the hand on accident. So I'm just going to constantly remind you guys that something original shot himself in the hand with a 32 ACP. And I mean, the pictures, I don't know if you guys saw that. We did a live stream where we showed his pictures, we showed his recovery and all that. And his hand was fine. Afterwards, he was like, "Yeah, look, my hand's fine." I'm just kidding. No, his hand was, okay. Totally joking. Sorry, bro. Mike McClune, Zanty Misfit. What's up, brother? Also a channel member. Appreciate you. Let's see. Fat Grayman, Zanty Misfit, channel member, Mike McClune, BV Luminous. I'm going through. Hang on one sec. Joe Morris, Mr. Fromage. Baptized in Fire. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Also a channel member. Just wanted to say I love y'all. No homo. Got to bounce, but I'll watch the replay. Appreciate you, bro. Great to see you. And hope you're doing well. Deplorable bitter clinger, which sounds like like when you're like wiping and it just constantly, it's just like you're wiping a marker. It's like it just won't stop, right? Just a bitter clinger. God, I hate that. But you're not that. You're a channel member. Appreciate you. Let's see. Baptized in Fire, Rose, Bose, also Chinam. Oh, I already said what's up. My bad. My bad. I'm catching up. All right. James Kawasaki. Ying, ying, ying. Great to see you, my guy. Also with Chinamemba. Appreciate you. Gurt. Led on Stale. Hey, member for 1 month. Yay. Chinamemba for a month. Thanks all. And thanks to you, DLD. Bro, thank you, man. We're all here for you, my guy. So I Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's see, James Kawasaki, Rouse, hey, Evan Budzinski. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Also, a channel member, Ross, Toy Town. Did I say what's up? I said what's up. Yeah, Toy Town, my guy. Great to see you. Talk to them like 4-year-olds yelling, "Get back to bed." Yeah, for real. Yep. Dang, P38 Wilberto with the 556 super chat. So Dark got a chick magnet, bro. You ain't lying. I've had a couple instances where, I'm like, me? People usually like walk to the other side of the street when I'm walking down. Like, what? You're engaging in conversation with me? What? Like, what am I missing? Yeah, I know it's crazy. It's if you get a tiny little vagina dog, there now this is a male dog, but it looks like a little pussy dog. I know that's bad. Blue Curtain Burner. I think I said what's up, but we'll just say what's up again. Blue Curtain Burner, also with Chanamemba, and Mark Tucker. Mark, great to see you, my guy. Also with Chanamemba. You get the salute. Let's see, Mike McClune the Goon, Gort, Mark Tucker. Let's see. Dogs need those kinds of things. Yeah, man, I'm feeling like this dog was not taken care of. I'm gonna go out on a limb and just say that for the 7 months that it's been alive, it has been completely and utterly neglected. Not in like a bad, like dirty, disgusting way, but in like a love and care and maintenance way. But we'll talk about that too. Well, you know what? That's what I'll open up with, okay? Because it's all about love, y'all. It's all about taking care of each other, and dogs are even though dogs don't have souls, they have big impacts on people that do have souls. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Evan Budzinski, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. James Kawasaki, ying ying. Bob Mosavo, great to see you, brother. Also with Chenamemba. Senor Bob, also with Chenamemba. Appreciate you. Lightning McQueen, what's up, brother? Also with Chenamemba. Thanks for coming through. We got Tree08, what's up, brother? Also with Chenamemba. Senor Bob, Mike McClune, Evan Budzinski, Gord, Lightning McQueen. Let's see, I'm just going through. Joe Morris, Desk Pop. Oh, did I put all my EDC stuff back on me? Yes, I did. Okay. I was like, hold up, did I forget my gun? Let's see, I always got my gun, but I thought I forgot my other stuff. CNT Designs and Arms. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Also a Chanamemba and a mod and Morningstar, the mod of the show. Today you win the mod of the show award. You're the honorable mod today. Just because I just saw you and your name looked lonely. So there you go. Let's see, Morningstar, JC Neener. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Also, a Chanamemba. Bob Morningstar, Joe Morris, CNT Designs and Arms. Z, great to see you. Also a Chanamemba. Hey, we got Aggie in the building. Dang it, late again. You're not very late. You're not very late. Let's see, Mike McClune, the Goon, Morningstar. Let's see. And of course, we must give a shout out not only to Farmer James, but to his esposa as well, which in Spanish means your wife. Esposa bonita. That means your beautiful wife. Shout out to Farmer James and his lovely wife. Thank you for tuning in. I mean, look, if you got a super based wife and she's just down to like chill out with you and listen to some, black pilled, like, angry guy yell at a computer, you got it made, my guy. You got it made. Let's see, Mike McClune, Gore, JC Neener, my guy, great to see you. Dark, small dogs get girls bent to their knees. Bro, I had no idea. I mean, it was like crazy. I mean, I'm not saying okay, no, like I'm not saying that like I engaged in any activity with the individuals that we're discussing, but it was crazy. It was like, bro, I've seen you 6 times and you've never even looked at me. I walk around with a dog and you're like, "Hi." I'm like, "Whoa, slow down. People are around. They can see us." CNT Designs and Arms. ZJC Neener, testing, 1, 2, 3. Joe Morzine. Hey, CNT Designs and Arms, brother, gifted 5 DLD After Dark memberships. Yo, thank you so much, my guy. Man, and CNT, dog, I got a lot of respect for what you're doing, dude. You are putting in the work that most of us are just not willing to do. Sitting and listening to those babbling idiots for hours, hours. I'm talking hours. And they're like, when y'all think of like the stuff that's just terrible, like what's a barrel shroud? I think it's the shoulder thing that goes up. Like that's what these fools are talking about. It's crazy. So shout out to CNT Designs and Arms. If you guys do not subscribe to his channel, you must subscribe to his channel. Tune in on the Share the Pain streams. They're incredible. They'll piss you off and they'll make you realize that like there's barely any hope left in the world. However, I didn't say there's no hope. I just said there's barely any hope left in the world. Let's see, Lightning McQueen, Z, CNT, Morningstar Agorizer, Blue Curtain Burner, Man Against the Masses. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Also a Chinamemba and our resident meme artist. Thank you. Let's see, Morningstar. Hey, it looks like Morningstar was one of the ones. Okay, you know what? That's what I missed. Hang on. I didn't pull up to see who's getting the whatchamacallits, the Whoosy Doodles, the channel memberships. Good gravy. Good gravy, Miss Maybe. All right, hang on. So I gotta bring that down. I gotta bring that down. Okay, hold on. So let's see. Let's go back. Hey, CNT Designs and Arms gifted 5 DLD After Dark channel memberships. Mr. James received one of them. Morningstar received a second one. Hey, Drew got the third one. Drew, what it do, my guy? Which means all these people are getting emails saying you just received a gift from DLD After Dark's channel membership. Let's see. Hang on. Dusty Rhodes. Really? What? Dusty Rhodes? That doesn't look familiar. Is that a new? No. It has to be somebody engaging. I don't know. Maybe somebody changed their name. And Ed Zachary, Dusty Rhodes and Ed Zachary, all you guys got a Chana membership. That's awesome. Bob Z. Let's see. T for Tejas, my guy. Great to see you. Member for 22 months. And he says, howdy, folks. Very, very, like it's a common thing to say, like folks from Texas, right? That's howdy, partner, that kind of thing. Gifted 5 channel memberships. Y'all remember when they wouldn't show that people gifted memberships and y'all would be sitting there in chat like constantly like dark, chill, shut up for a second. Somebody gifted memberships and like y'all like you guys were just always on it, man. I appreciate you guys. Ah, man. Okay, T for Tejas, CNT Designs and let's see, Morningstar, and now Morningstar is the mod of the day and a channel member. CNT Aggie, my guy. Lightning McQueen, CNT Designs and Arms, Eric Stockbridge. And by the way, shout out to Eric Stockbridge, who was helping support Shogun Customs, who was doing waffles to give some folks the opportunity to get some super dope stuff. And he jumped in and bought a couple too. I bought a couple too. And, just trying to support the homie. We didn't win. Actually, a person won. I don't want to say who that person is because they used his first name. And, I don't want to pull a Rich or a Crump. Incredibly painful, but a must watch. Hold on, what? She doesn't just listen, she has a therapeutic answer for most of your and the chat's problems. Girls Gots answers, y'all. That's what's up, man. Shout out to the wives, to the wives club. Do we have like a DLD wives club? No, probably no. No, it's just her. She's the only one. But we value that incredibly. So hell yeah. Hell yeah. Rip Curl Readiness, my guy. Great to see you. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out as well. Mike McClune, Mark Tucka, CNT, Z, Eric. Hey, something original. Thank you, brother. Something original with a super chat. Thank you. I pray that I give those hope with kindness, love, and patience. Dang, bro, that is actually extremely kind of you to say. Wow, that's awesome. And you certainly didn't have to pay me to say that, but thank you. Grateful for you, my guy. James Kawasaki with the ying 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 ying. See Mike McLuhan, CNT, Morningstar Z, Eric Stockbridge, Evan Budzinski. So I just want to make sure we don't miss anybody. Man Against the Masses, Shalane McQueen with the beautiful free CRS, my guy. Speaking of winning, when do we get to start seeing the gun build and merch entries? Okay, so this is another thing we're going to talk about tonight. There's other things that we also have to talk about too. Okay, including Risky Krisky. We're going to talk about Risky Krisky tonight for all the folks that are listening that are like, what's going on with Risky? Why aren't you? Look, I'll be real. And this is no disrespect towards anyone specifically. And what I said was said days ago before other people started saying and doing things. But here's the deal. Again, I'm not saying this towards anybody. I'm just saying for me personally, I felt a little icky, like I'd be doing it for like clicks and views, and I don't want to do that because I feel like he's probably seriously going through something, or maybe even going through something way worse that we don't even know about, you know. So I love Risky and I care about him. I've called him, left voicemails, and texted him several times since all this popped off, and we don't know what's going on. And I pray that he's okay. Pray for him and his family. And he did not look good. He did not look like he was doing well. I don't know, but we'll touch on that tonight too. But I would say for everyone out there, say a prayer for Risky. Whatever's going on, you know, just say a prayer for him that he gets what he needs. He gets, you know, clarity and strength and wisdom and guidance, and that the Lord touches him and his family. And you know, I don't know what's going on, but I hope he's okay. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right. So yeah, thank you, Damien. Great to see you, by the way. So a quick let's see, quick little honorable mentions here. We got Damien, our brother in Christ. What's up, brother? Great to see you. We got Drew, you just won a Channel membership. So CNT Designs and Arms got that for you, bud. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's see. I'm a Fed that carries dog spray. I don't know if you guys know what he does, but that makes what he's saying that much funnier. Let's see. Damien Christ. Let's see. Are there like no okay. Mr. BS, my guy, great to see you. Let's see. I saw Rip Curl. We said what's up to Rip Curl. Live life, brother. Great to see you. I'm ready to hear Thursday's oral arguments. Dude, if I showed y'all what some people sent me to, oh, yo, it's hilarious. Like the best photoshopping of AOC, and well, whatever. We don't have to go there. Farmer James and Mrs. James, Mrs. Farmer James and his wife. Shout out to y'all as well. Let's see. We got Live Life, Damien Chad, P38 Wilberto, my guy. Sorry, I messed that up. P38 Wilberto, my guy. You got to get the R. You know, you got to get that tongue roll in there. It sounds weird when you say tongue roll, but you know what I'm saying. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you. Of course, we got something original, and I saw a couple other folks in here. Vulcan Rumble, there he is. What's up, brother? Great to see you. And Red Dawn Readiness, brother, as well. Great to see you. He also has a channel. Show him some love. He's building. He's over 500 subscribers now, so show him some love. And let's see, something original. Damien Christ, Famajan. Let me look through here, see who I missed, y'all. Oh, shucks. Did I miss? Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Wow. Wow. This is like perfect timing. Oh, man. Give me 1 second while y'all do this. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that. 13, 14, 15, 16. Is that the right one? Hold on. I think it's on the next one. Yeah, it's on the next one. All right, I just got to keep a close eye on this. Don't let me forget. And while I get some nicotine, watch these messages.
This shit's gonna blow up.
No, it won't blow.
All right, for sure.
That was what a particular platform age restricted me for. Can you believe that? For that exact thing. Now, they finally came back. This is the episode that I had. Okay, sorry. I have to listen to my printer because it does certain things on a certain I know it's weird. All right, yep, sorry, whatever. Anyway, that's what they hit me with the age verification for that thing that we just played. Even though I've played it like 1,000 other times, it's the weirdest thing. But I won that. It was on the episode with LARP Raiders Anonymous, and they just they just like coming after you, boy. I don't know. It's what they do. It's what they does. Cause let's see. Let me go back. Um Dark was the cameraman. Dark was the cameraman for that skit, yeah. Let's see, "We all love you and care for one another on this platform to wait for the win." Hell yeah, my guy, hell yeah. And Drew, man, you've been crazy helpful, crazy supportive, and man, all y'all, dude, I don't know what I would do without y'all for real. This has been probably the most difficult consecutive year and a half I've experienced in a very long time, if not all my life. Johnny Propane, brother, great to see you. Also a channel member. All y'all, great to see all y'all. So let's jump into it. So yes, indeed, so dumb, but I still just for some reason want to give it a hate smash. You know what I mean? 10 out of 10 would hate smash. Sorry, Farmer James's wife is listening. Sorry. Um, okay, so a couple things. So some of you know, some of you don't know, but what I was talking about earlier is that I recently got a dog, and Senor Dog, who we're talking about here, who will remain known as Remy. Okay, so Remy, I met at a cell phone store. I went to go to a cell phone store and I picked up, well, whatever. I went to a cell phone store. Okay. Now, as I was there, there was a whole bunch of other families there. Everyone was waiting. It was like a super backed up line and all that stuff. And oh, now we got to pause. Hold on. Pause, 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 pause. Yes, got it. Win. Um, okay. So, um, at the store, now I can chill for a second. So at the store, we're chilling, and this family comes in, and they have a dog, and it's this dog just comes up to me. He stands up on his back legs like this, like he's doing a party trick, right? And he's just happy as can be to see everybody, and he like puts his paws on me and starts like going crazy and look at me, and there was just like this immediate connection, right? And as, I'm petting the dog and I'm like, "Oh, what kind of dog is he? Like, what's his name?" And all this stuff. We're talking and, we kinda 'cause it'd be too weird if I just, like, sat there for too long, right? They went back to doing their thing, I went back to doing my thing, we were all waiting, and, after, like, being there for, like, a half an hour, it's basically like a car dealership, right? Like, we none of us wanna be there, but we all have to be there, and we're all just waiting. And the dad comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, so you like that dog?" And I was like, "Oh my god, the dog's incredible. Like it's, the sweetest dog in the world." And he was like, "Well, we're basically like the next stop is taking him to a shelter to hopefully get him adopted because we can't take care of him. Like we're all working, we're all gone all day, and none of the kids are helping out with the dog. So like literally the dog is like, you know, we're not able to take care of him, we're not able to give him a good home, and we're gonna take him to the shelter. Now, for everyone out here, that doesn't mean that they're going to take him to the shelter and put him down. Yes, sometimes that does happen in some situations, but I think what they were saying is they were going to take him to the shelter to get adopted. There was a little bit of a language barrier, but after talking, he was like, "Do you want him?" And I was like, "What? Do I want your dog?" Like, I just felt so it was kinda weird. I was thrown off at first, and I was just like, "I don't know, like, is this dude, like, trying to hustle me or something?" And I was like, "Well, what do you want for the dog?" And he was like, "Nothing. I just want you to promise that if you take him, that you give him a good home." And I was like, "Oh, man, like that killed me." So, I DLD After Dark just failed the VP criteria test. So, so I sat there for a minute and I was like, "You know what? Let me think about it. Let me consider it." We exchanged numbers, parted ways, and like a week later, I was like, "You know what? I'll get the dog. Okay, I'll take the dog." They didn't want anything for it, like I said, and I was like, it's this is not a small commitment. Okay, there's the amount of time. It's a puppy. It's a 7-month old puppy, and it's never been to the vet. It's never had any shots. It's the equivalent to a feral dog, like a barn dog, right? Never had its claws, its nails cut. Never had. I don't even know if it's had a bath. I mean, he looks and smells clean and all that, but like, I don't know. I don't know, how well they took care of him, but I can tell like he definitely has some serious like separation anxiety. So we're working together, working with me, the dog, my daughter, who's 7, who absolutely loves him. It's actually heartbreaking to see her, like, go back to her mom's and, like, be crying that she wants to be with the dog, and it's super sad, but the dog is so freaking smart, and he's, like, even for being so young, and, he does this little thing where he just stands up, and he'll just straight like, on a walk, I'll take him out and he'll just stand up and be like, "Bark," like straight up and down, like an arrow, dude. Look at this little guy. Like that's crazy to me. I never knew that. I mean, obviously, like hide it from the ATF. So funny thing, like the first thing I thought of was like, man, the dudes at ATF are like high fiving now, right? Like, yes, like psh, he finally got a dog. Like we got this one. Um, DLD After Dark, just remember job in the hard times, but yeah, yeah, he ain't lying, he ain't lying. But it after like thinking about it after taking, the couple weeks and thinking about how much of a positive impact this could be on my daughter and how much, be good and healthy responsibility for her to take on. And, every kid needs to like, have to pick up a little bit of poop here and there, right? Like it could help humble her. It could help, there's so many good character building aspects to this that I was like, okay, we got to do it. So I ended up taking the dog. However, there's a caveat here. um, my I don't even know how much I want to really get in all this, but I told her for various reasons. I was like, look, this family couldn't take care of the dog, okay? And I couldn't look at the dog and see the dog like sitting there smiling, like huffing and puffing and wagging his tail and like licking me and be like, I can't take you, sorry, right? I can't be that selfish. So I told her, "We're gonna take the dog because that family could not take care of him, and the dog deserves to have a great home and be cared for and loved and all that." Um, but we may be taking the dog in and fostering it for another family. We may take care of him for a little bit. We may keep him, for a while. Like, I don't know, right? Um, Part of it is because so my daughter has some allergies, and one of them, oddly enough, that she's developed is dog saliva. And it sounds so silly and insignificant, and you just think, well, if kids are around their allergen, then they build up immunity to it, and it's not true. It doesn't always work like that. Sometimes they grow out of it, and sometimes they don't. But Man, she's, like, literally like, a couple times, she straight up just broke out in hives, was completely itchy and uncomfortable, couldn't sleep, and I'm like, "Man," so I just gave her Benadryl a couple times, and I'm like, "Dude, like, you know, I can't put the dog over my daughter," but I'm trying to work around it. I know it's weird, but, like, it's one of those things where when I introduced them, before I like 100% committed to it, I let her see the dog. I let her, hang out with the dog for a minute, and she pet it, and she was licking her and all this stuff, and there was like nothing was going wrong, nothing was happening, she was having no reaction or anything like that. And then all of a sudden, like, you know boom, like when we got home that night, it was just like poof, eyes all puffy, and like, and I'm talking like literal, like hives, right? Like it's not, she's got another allergy too, food allergy. And hives are no joke, man. I mean, she's so either way, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just know that I couldn't look at this like incredible dog and be like, yeah, sorry, my schedule's a little too busy, so I can't take this like adorable little dog, and give him a place to live, even if it's just for a little bit. Um, I don't know, but I just look at that, dude. Look at that little face, bro. Look at that little face. I will say though, it is absolutely hilarious to have some big ass like 250-pound dude walking around like strapped, and just like me and knowing who I am, and I got this little like 5.5-pound chihuahua on a leash, like jumping around doing backflips and shit like that, dude. It is so funny. But he's an awesome dog, man, and he's totally chill. And letting the dog saliva on you is a great way to get hives if you are allergic. Absolutely. Yep, that's yeah. And the weirdest thing is that, we didn't see anything at first, and I was like, "We're good." And then, we got home, and poof, you know, dude, best alarm system. Yo, okay. So the dog started like tripping out, growling, and like, not really barking. He's only barked a few times, interestingly enough. But he starts growling, and he's looking at the window at the front. And I was like, yo, chill, no one is there. And I'm like, let me just check, right? And I have like cameras, and I got right. I like my camera shit wasn't set off, nothing at all, right? I go and look, open up the blinds, and I look down, bro, like 40 yards away was one guy, like, walking down the sidewalk, and my camera didn't go off, nothing, but he knew. He's like, "Dude, like, alert, alert, someone is around." Now, if anyone gets too close to the house, bro, he starts barking. But, I don't know. I don't know if he was, like, locked in a kennel, all day, every day, and just barked his, vocal cords out or what, but he doesn't bark too much at all. He doesn't chew shit up. He doesn't, like, go crazy and, like, tear things up. He doesn't chew on stuff that are not his toys. Like, it's he's the best, most well mannered, like, chill tempered, like, just good dog, and he's awesome. So the only after dark, just give the dog a gun for real, right? Like a bark gun, a bark initiated gun. We could pull that off.
This shit's gonna blow up.
No, it won't blow.
All right, for sure.
Sorry, but anyway, so that's that. I know, I'm sure all of y'all like didn't necessarily need to hear like the whole freaking story, but there it is. Anyway, we'll talk about the contest. The contest for everyone out there. I have a whole folder of submissions for the contest. It's going to be this coming up Saturday. Saturday, we're going to do it during the stream. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the photos during the stream, and people are going to vote for the final five. I believe five. We may do three, but probably five. The final five submissions. I need to actually like sit down like with like paper and stuff, because it's a lot of like different stuff, all the different like gifts and gifts, what do you call it, like prizes, whatever, all the different prizes and stuff. I need to actually like sit down and be like, okay, what makes the most sense? Excuse me. I think the final five is probably going to be the best, the best thing. And then from the final five, I'll actually run a poll on a YouTube stream and have everybody in the stream vote. Now, sometimes people are like, "Oh, yo, whoever the 5 are," like, if one of them is, like, my boy, like, the dude that I always chat with and chat when we do live streams and all that, some people are gonna be, like, pulling for different people and all that, so we may get a little bit of, like, animosity here and there, yes, I'll pimp your, contest for the tripod before it ends at midnight. You can still submit, yes. So honestly, because of all the ish that's happened over the last couple weeks, everything has been totally thrown off. So you can still submit if you have until I'm going to say like Friday at midnight to submit. So for people out there that like, I saw some people order some stuff from DLD Hardware, and I threw like stickers in there and stuff like that. I'm also like a week behind on DLD hardware packages. I got hit with like 3 tsunamis of fraudulent orders. I have no idea. There's like subreddits where these people are talking about like, oh, DLD hardware is a good place to scam and commit fraud, and I get hit with like tidal waves of people committing fraud. So I have to literally go through and I have to sift out the fraudulent orders. Like it's insane, bro. It takes so much time. So anyway, that's happening. So yeah, everything is. I'm getting everything caught up on, and what didn't go out today is going to be going out. Probably get dropped off super late tonight or picked up first thing in the morning. But either way, that's being taken care of. So sorry on that. You may or may not have it before Saturday, depending on the mail. We'll see. You probably will before Saturday, but either way, or before Friday at midnight. But either way, you can still submit stuff if you've got DLD patches or stickers or whatever. But the thing is it's got to be something like with like DLD paraphernalia on it and a build or a gun or, gear or like something like a dope picture. And it doesn't have to be guns, right? Like it could be just something cool, right? Like take something DLD, take, a knife or something and, get like a dope sunset in the background, sprinkle some Skittles or something. I don't know. Do something fun and cool and original. Um, but anyway, that's that. So Saturday we'll do that. We'll take the final 5. We'll literally post up a poll. Silverback, what's up, brother? Great to see you. We'll literally, like a 3D printed MP5 and the Gay TF throw pillow. See, you get it, bro. You get it. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking that is definitely gonna be in top 5, and by the way, that was the picture that inspired all of this. So when he sent that picture and, Mr. Fromage himself, sent that picture, and I saw, like, a crazy dope, extremely clean 3D printed MP5 next to the, Lazy Roofer pillow, I was like, "Bro, this would be so dope to do a giveaway and, like, stuff." So that's kinda where it all came from. So shout out to him because if he didn't shoot that picture to me, it wouldn't have even come to my mind. So that's all him. Do something original. What? See, there you go. Um, Guilty After Dark, how do you know the orders are fraudulent? So I don't know that they're fraudulent, but here's some giveaways. Uh, Actually, I don't know if I wanna say the giveaways and, like, the things that give it away. But typically, it could be something as simple as the software that I'm using for orders. It will spot a few certain things, and it'll say, like, a combination of things that say this is most likely fraud, and then I look into it, and I pull the information, and then I'm like, "Oh, I can do." So there's like you could do a reverse search on a phone number, right? So if somebody says, I'm this person, I am ordering this with my credit card number because I'm this person, but my shipping address is different. By the way, the order was placed in Tallahassee, Florida, and it's getting delivered to, Kentucky, and the shipping address is different, and the phone number that I pull up is registered to somebody different. So it's like, the billing info and all that, it's completely separate people, and it's like, 1,500 miles apart. Like it's stuff that's just like super sketch, right? So a lot of times what I'll say is like I'll look it up myself and see like, okay, is this legitimate? Is it fake? Did the system grab it inappropriately, like, could it be a legitimate order? And I'll just do some basic, like, shit to look it up myself. Or, the HK slap vid is an inspiration, facts. Um, or I'll literally send them an email and say, "Hey, I received your order. Thank you," right? And then I'll say, "It looks like that your order was caught by our fraud filter. Do me a favor, and if this is indeed a legitimate order, then send me an email saying that, showing that you have some type of connection to this address." Right? Like, even if you're like, my billing and shipping are different, right? I totally get that. Usually that's an indicator of fraud, right? Um, Even though I understand that, billing and shipping shit can be different sometimes for very valid reasons, uh, I ask, show me that you're connected to this address, right? And if somebody asks me that, I could say, okay, here's, this stuff for this address, and here's, this stuff for the, here's a utility bill, here's this, whatever. And most fraudulent orders either A, don't respond, or B, you know, try to, you know, whatever. They can't substantiate it. Um, it's a similar thing when there's some scams that people do when, uh, so let's say they order something, and I don't, for scammers out there, I don't even really want to like give all this information up because it's gonna like tell people how to scam and how like companies get around it. But it is what it is. It's gonna happen either way. Hold up. Sorry. So one of the things that I do is, what was I talking about? Talking about scamming. Oh, so the interesting thing is that, if somebody orders something, right? And let's say they order something on like a Monday, I print it on a Tuesday and ship it on a Wednesday, right? That's like a reasonable time frame. And it depends, right? It depends. But let's just say ballpark, right? And there's no email from them. They don't hit me up. They don't ask like, "Where's my stuff?" Or some of them do sometimes. Usually it's also an indicator of fraud if they immediately hit you up like, "Where is it? When is it gonna be here?" Because they're not getting it delivered to their address. So they literally have to plan when they're gonna be at someone else's home to walk up to a USPS truck and be like, "Hey, this is totally my house. I'll grab it." Or wait to see if USPS drops it on the front porch or something, and then come up and snatch it. It's, dude, you know what? It's crazy that this even is like a thing, but people are dirtbags and people do dirtbag stuff. So anyway, so let's say they order it on a Monday. Okay, I print it on a Tuesday, ship it on a Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever it is, right? So then it goes in the mail, whatever. Then like Saturday at like 1:03 p.m. Eastern, it gets delivered. USPS says delivered on porch, right? Or delivered, received at this address, okay? And then at like 1:07 p.m., it's like, "Hey, I didn't receive my package." It's like, "Okay, well then why did you email me 4 minutes after this says delivered?" "Oh, I never had any tracking info." Well, it was sent to you immediately after put, what I mean? Like, bro, like, come on. Like, that is like the oldest trick in the book, right? Like, the shit just said delivered, right? And then as soon as you got it and received it and opened it up, and you see all the care that I put into this, right? You see that like I'm doing shit, like I'm turning PET boxes inside out, trying to make it like funny, right? And cool. Shout out to Armitage who gave me the idea like freaking 2 years ago. Um, and then, I wrap it in like F the ATF stuff, and I put like DLD chocolate in there and do like, freaking handful of stickers and all this stuff. Like, like, come on, bro. Like, realize that like I'm just one of y'all and that y'all are just one of me and that we're all, you know what I mean? Like, come on, have some humility. Anyway, I'm talking for scammers, right? And just, don't screw over good people, just regular ass good people. Anyway, so, I'm saying that, like, if it finally gets delivered at 1:03 and then at, like, 1:06, they email you like, "Oh, haven't seen it." So what I do is I send a message and I say, okay, well, let's go ahead and get you started with the USPS claims process. Send me a copy of your driver's license. And I start asking for documentation for them to fill out a USPS lost package, and that USPS will send them a form to fill out a stolen mail form. And if they fill that out, that's a felony if they lie on it. It's so funny. It's so stupid, right? But like, I mean, I don't really give a fuck about that. But it's just, like I'm just trying to find ways to minimize it. Here's the other funny thing: after every single time I say other helpful stuff in the email too, right? I'm like, realize that it's a possibility that it could have, you know, um, shown up at another address, or could it be that a trusted neighbor has it, or is there another, place at the home it could have been delivered? Could it be under the porch or whatever? So like I am trying to like, actually be helpful. But then also I'm like, "What's up, sporty?" Uh, in the back of my mind, it's hard for me to not, like, judge them. I'm sorry, I know this wasn't, like, the whole thing was for me to talk about scammers that I'm still dealing with, but, hey, you know what? Here we are, you know? Um, I appreciate you, Mark Tucker, Blade Boy, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Dark Stack is the only thing he has minimized. Yeah. If USPS says delivered, it's out of your hands. It should be, but unfortunately, so the way I see it is that if somebody comes on my website and they place an order, right? If somebody comes on my website and then places an order, and then I receive funds for that, and I then take those funds, and that goes in my bank account, and then I prepare their order, and then I ship their order, and USPS takes their order and then puts it through the postal system, and then says it's delivered. Both of us have, we've fulfilled our part of the transaction. Okay, if something changes outside of those things, it's no one's fault. Usually, I will still take care of them if something happens, right? I'm not a dirtbag, you know? Um, I just I see, like, I can tell if somebody is, like, I can't always tell. In some cases, I can tell if they're being legitimate and if they're not, and I usually just give people the benefit of the doubt. I take care of them because I'm like, "Look, if I just let people walk all over me, I'm an idiot, right? But if I take care of them and, I say, okay, then I'm doing the shit that I say that I'm going to do. I'm, giving to others. I'm being kind, caring, and compassionate, and believing that a hand that's open to give is open to receive. So for most cases, I take care of them, right? But in a lot of cases, like you also got to kind of prove it to me for me to take care of you, bro. And if you don't feel comfortable, if me taking care of you or not has to do with you sending a picture of your ID, like, bro, then you're lying. You're lying. That's all I'm saying. If you're like, "Oh, I don't wanna share my ID." Bro, you placed an order. You gave a billing address and a shipping address and a phone number and an email and all this stuff. The only reason you wouldn't wanna send a picture of your driver's license is if you are fucking lying. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, let me stop. I'm being a dirtbag now. In other news, let me get back to the important stuff here. Okay, so for anyone that didn't see, what had occurred, there was a video that was posted of Risky Krisky, and in the video, Risky Krisky is, um, appears to be swollen all through his eyes, and like the raccoon stripe, both of his eyes are swollen. It doesn't appear, a lot of people are saying, like, it looks like he was beaten. It doesn't appear that he was beaten. Yes, there are ways to beat people without, showcasing marks, bruising, blood, and stuff like that, but, um, it almost looks more like, just me looking back at it, like, after the fact, it looks kinda more so like, like when you're pepper sprayed, or when you get like poison sumac or poison ivy in your eyes or something, and they're like swollen, you're having like an allergic reaction to something, and they're like tearing up or whatever. It looked like that. It didn't look like he was like getting punched in the face repeatedly to be forced to make a video. Do we know that? No, we don't know anything right now. And I'm getting more nervous because I reached out to him several times and there was no response. Now, even though I care a lot about Risky, and I I still wouldn't consider us as like besties, right? Like, Rich and I were talking about it today because both, I mean, we're all concerned, right? We don't know what's going on. Um, but and I'll kind of fill you guys in that don't know what's going on, at least all of what we know, at least in a moment. But we were talking about it today, and like, dude, on a a list of people that Risky would call for help, we're probably like the last out of 100, or like on a list of 10 people that he would call to help, we're like the last out of 100. But Risky Krisky is a friend of the channel. He's a friend of mine. I've had him on a few times. We talk here and there, and yeah, I mean, I'm concerned. Um, Now, what he did in the video is, he posted a video and he had said that he was no longer going to be able to post. Now, it's he didn't say that like I'm not going to be able to post for a while. He didn't say I'm going to come back after a hiatus. He said that he would not be able to post anymore. Like, period. Okay. And then he said it's going to get worse before it gets worse. And then the video was canned. Now, afterwards, there were a lot of people that screen recorded the video because they thought it was exceptionally strange, and it was. And looking back at it, they said it looked like he was looking at something or someone behind a camera, or that he could have been looking in the distance as if like with a vacant look, or like stressed or upset, or bothered, or what, I don't know, right? Um, and then the crazy thing to add all of this stuff, we've talked about like a dead man switch before. There was a time when I had a dead man switch video that I scheduled every single day, even though like I'm not doing anything crazy or anything at all. Um, you know, with the proximity of certain cases and things going on, I had a dead man switch video scheduled that I had to literally come in and reschedule every single day. I've had some crazy things happen in my life too, as a result of doing this stuff, right? And I've never done anything where like I'm not like hiding from the feds. Like, oh, you go by dark to hide from the feds. Like, no, bro, I go by dark because of the fucking internet crazies. 95% of y'all know my name, and you could find me in 2 seconds. Okay, you won't find like where I'm physically at, but you'll find some stuff linked to me, whatever. Anyway, so a dead man switch is something that if something were to happen to me, if I were to be incarcerated, and I'm not saying me, I'm just saying a person. I'm using me as an example. A dead man switch is something that if God forbid something were to happen, using me as an example, if something were to happen to me, then if I am not physically here to, stop this scheduled video from posting and move it to the next day or the next day or the next day, whatever, um, then that would mean likely that I am either incarcerated or dead or whatever, somehow indisposed. And you know, the strange thing is that, the next day after Risky did this video saying that he wasn't gonna be able to post anymore, and that he looked like he had some type of crazy swelling in the eyes and all this, that he basically, um, the next day, actually almost exactly 8 hours later after that, a series of numbers was posted to his Twitter, and it was like 5 or 6 sets of 5 digits, and a lot of people were trying to figure out what it was. Like, were these like zip codes of, potential terror attacks? Were these, whatever. People like threw all these like potential theories out. And somebody on the Damn It Jeremy Instagram um, comments had said that is a Coinbase wallet. Now, the reason that people would do this is they post something publicly to where if God forbid something happened to a person and then this video went out, right? Then the next day, if he didn't reschedule a tweet or if he didn't do whatever, just do something to stop that information from going out, then it goes out publicly. And because it goes out publicly, whatever person or two that behind closed doors he's had a conversation with, they know what to do with whatever information they saw. Now, that may mean that that was some, crazy encrypted bank account thing, and someone's supposed to go, drain that account and give the money to his wife or what. Like, I have no idea. All I can do right now is, look at the situation and say, like, dang, I literally have no idea. The Gun Foodie, what's up, bro? C Man, what up? Good to see all you guys come out in PLA. Good to see all y'all. Um, but I don't know. It's super strange. It's super strange. A lot of people are saying like, "Who cares?" And I'm like, "Bro, who cares?" Like, okay, so for the people that were all over those posts saying, "Who cares? Who even is this guy? I knew he was a Fed since I saw him in a hockey mask and all that." Like, shut the fuck up, bro. This like, first off, like I actually saw him on PLA commented, "We're all Feds," right? Like, just assume everyone is a Fed, right? And B, everyone always knew something before that, like, you know what I mean? There's always that guy that's like, I totally knew that, whatever. So like, fuck all that noise. There were a bunch of people that were saying, who cares, whatever. Some people were saying he's doing it for attention. Some people were saying that like, he's going to be the next Dugan or whatever because he disappeared, and that he's doing it for clicks and attention and whatever. I personally, um, I yeah, go codes. Yeah, that's a good. It could be, bro. It could be a thousand different things, right? This could be a sequence of channels on a radio. It could be like it could be a sequence of routes to take. Um, what? Sorry. Okay. Anyway, sorry, what was I saying? Oh, it could be like a sequence of like routes to take for people to go to a certain place. Frag out, what's up, brother? Sorry to hear you're exhausted today. I hope you find energy from deep within yourself. Andy Lipscomb, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Um, Vanessa Kitty, good to see you too. Like we don't know what's going on. Obviously, I'm concerned. A lot of us are concerned, and I, from the person that I got to know, I do not believe that Risky Krisky is the type to just do something like that for clicks and attention or anything like that. Um, but I don't know. You don't really know anyone ever, and I don't mean this disrespectfully. I care about him. I care a lot about the guy, and I don't know. Did he just totally get MK Ultra into the next, whatever situation is going to happen? I don't know. I don't know, but it would it would be things would be much easier for them if people like Risky were to just disappear. Based on my most recent search, Risky Krisky is still alive. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Um, you know, I Based on my most recent search, Risky Krisky is alive. That's all I'll say. I don't know anything else about what's going on. I'm praying for him. I care about him and his family, and I hope he's doing well. But it's not very. Um, you can't discount the fact that the government would have a much easier time if they were to just defeat people like Risky. Now, if Risky was targeted and assaulted and forced to do things against his will, um, then I'm totally screwed because I have said way crazier things on the internet than Risky has. And I we're all screwed if but I mean, hey, it all depends. Like you catch the right attention of one person because he got way bigger, right? So he was huge. He got canned by YouTube. Bro, YouTube, Alphabet, they're more powerful than you know what? No, they are literally the most powerful company when it comes to media, period. But what about Hollywood and all this and MSNBC? Hands down, straight up, I don't care. Grab any Mark Honey, what's up, brother? Any company you want, list them, name them, whatever. Alphabet is one of the most influential and largest companies in the world. In the world. They are remarkably powerful, mostly because they are supercharged by, get this, the United States government. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Um, he just got a corporate ban. It's rough. Yeah, he got banned on YouTube. He went doing his thing on Rumble and Twitter and all that. And I look, I don't know. Again, care about the guy, love the guy, hope he's okay. I pray for him and his family. Every single day since this had occurred, I've been praying for him, and I want him to be okay. Um, I told him like, "Yo, just text me that you're okay. I will shut up. I will stop. I'll stop hitting you because I'm sure the last thing he wants is all these people hitting him up and blowing him up and being like, but what's he gonna do? Is he gonna pick up and be like, yeah, I was just trying to, prank my viewers? No, he's not like that. He's not like that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm concerned, but um, I do believe that as he said, it's going to get worse before it gets. But even in this title, right above right now, don't worry, everything will be getting so much worse. Hand to God, it's going to happen. If you're not preparing for it right now, then you'll be preparing for it. Just you may not have enough time. Um, anyway, so shout out to Risky. We love you. We miss you. We hope you're okay. And that's all I can say on that. I wish I knew more, and I wish I could, part of me wants to go down this road of like watching the video, I saw in the reflection of his eyes the shadow of a silhouette. And I think that, him facing the northeast of this direction of this, that dude, I don't know. I could take this down like 1,000 different rabbit holes. But I'm going to do my best to not to. And I'm going to hope that there's just some simple, stupid explanation for this and that he's okay. But I'm also not wanting to be, excuse me, not wanting to be naive and not think that the government or any government actors or somebody couldn't have gotten a hold of him. And let's be real, okay? A lot of people say, why would the government go do something like why would the government involve themselves in something? They wouldn't. The government would involve another civilian or civilians in something like that. I just don't want to take it to a crazy place. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But anyway, until we find out more, I don't know. The good news is that based on what I can find, it currently says that he's alive. So that's that's all I can ask for. Um, Risky, if you're out there, if you see this, I love you, bro. I hope you're okay. And text me back, bro. Even if you said, don't say anything to anyone, but I'm okay. But again, there's probably a reason. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. One other thing, and I was kind of fighting saying this, all right, but here's the reality. Once you're awakened and once you start noticing stuff, taking the black pill is, and I know a lot of people say there is no black pill. There is no there's truth and then there's not truth, right? However, once you are walking down the path of um uh realizing and noticing, it takes a it can take a tremendous psychological toll on people. So, some people are saying that, going through that, risky going through that over the last, year or two, whatever, that may have taken a toll on him and that he's having a psychological break or something. I don't believe that, but I'm saying that's what people are saying. So just another thing. But if you position yourself in a way to where you are literally opposing the most influential and powerful media company in the world and the government, could something bad happen to you? Absolutely. And none of us should be surprised because we know that they do it. And there's over a centuries, but I'm just saying, we can very easily find well over a century of documentation of murder for hire by the United States government using their own extensions, using the FBI, using the CIA, using all these little shadow agencies, all these all the crazy stuff. Y'all know it exists. And for anyone out there, for the 3 people that just left, right? They were like, "Oh, this is just too far for me." For real? Have you not seen the type of shit that's been declassified over the last 100 years or so? I'm just saying. Is it possible? Of course. But Risky, I'm praying for you and I love you. And if people out there are, praying for Risky and love Risky, then throw a throw a double R in chat for Risky Raiders. Double R, like RR. Not hard R's, double R, like Risky Raiders. The world is a rough place. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um or F in the chat. You could do an F in the chat, but I don't want to give an F in the chat because that would sound like, but obviously paying respects, but that's like the funeral in Call of Duty, so I don't want it to seem like it's a funeral, bro. Yeah, sorry, Joner. I missed your chat. There's more than one guy. Hold on, I may have missed that. Hold on. You heard him. Hard R's in the chat. No, 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 no. F for fudge. The government. For real, let's start with Google first. Let me stop. I was about to go on the "when are we gonna stand up and say no" speech again, but I just, it's getting old, DLD After Dark, I just watched that post. Something is definitely messed up. I'm telling you, bro, you can't watch it and not be like, "What?" Bro, okay. So I want you guys to imagine this, okay? Because obviously, like, the people that follow Risky hardcore, they love him like we love each other, no homo, right? Now, if I came on here, okay, and my eyes were completely swelled up, like totally swelled up, okay, and I looked like I had been pepper sprayed, beat in the face, or had some crazy allergic reaction that, like, I could barely, like, blink, okay, and I was coming on here, no headphones, no mic, no nothing, and I just posted a video like this, just, like, looking like I had been smacked in the face with a phone book 17 times, and I'm, like, staring off in the distance, like, "If you guys are watching this, I'm not gonna be able to post again after this. Just know that it's going to get worse before it gets worse." And then it, like, cuts out right there, okay? And then exactly 8 hours later, to the minute, I posted, like, 25 crazy number sequences, and then you never heard from me again. Like, y'all would be like, "What? He was taken. This happened, like, like, this happened, like, against his will. Something hap I get it. I get it. I just I don't know. I don't know. On Twitter. The most recent Risky post is on Twitter. If you just search Risky Krisky, you'll see it. What's more cope? So Luminous, you want us to get our lanterns and go out searching for him, or what do you recommend? I'm saying like what no one knows anything more than what I said. Obviously, we could say, you know, 100 different possible things that could have happened, but I mean, bro, let's be real, like we don't know anything. Risky had that look in his eyes like it's allergy season, pollen is bad in North Carolina. That's 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 extra cope. It looked like, okay, do y'all remember like I think it was like a year and a half ago when I got um no, I didn't know if you were saying what I was saying was cope or if what someone else was saying is cope, but it seems like you were disagreeing with me, so that's why I'm asking. Um was Risky went to fight Russia. He'd probably be more effective than um so okay. Do y'all remember like a year and a half ago, maybe more, I don't remember, but when I got hit with some poison sumac or poison oak or something, it was definitely worse than poison ivy, okay? My face, okay, sorry, Luminous. I misunderstood. I thought your response was to me. I'm like you know, wondering what I could say that would soothe the chat more, but I just don't know. I have no idea what's going on, and that's why I'm just telling everyone what happened instead of being like, let's get around the campfire and talk about what could be, because I think all of us are in a place right now where we all know what this could be, what it may be, what it's most likely, and what it's not. And what it may not be, not what it's not. But I don't know. I'm trying not to freak everyone out and take them on this crazy episode of like, here's the stuff that it could be. It's just all y'all have imaginations. All of y'all know the things that we've seen, and they can do whatever they want. They can disappear anybody they want. They can make you do anything. Okay. And I know people like, yeah, but how can you make a dude turn on a video camera and like force him to think what may have been behind? I don't want to say this, bro. I want to say it. Okay. What could make a man turn on a video camera and film a video saying that he's disappearing and then you never hear from him again? What could possibly be happening behind that camera to encourage a man to do something so crazy? I mean, if somebody, you know, had his wife like this, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. We don't know. If somebody had, his kids on the gallows, I don't know. I don't know. But yo, like ish gets crazy. Okay. I don't know. I pray to God nothing crazy has happened. And you know what? One day we're probably gonna all be laughing about this. Like, remember when that happened? And then it was just this, and it was just oh, that's all. I hope and I pray. But that's it. I don't know. I just wanted to at least say this so y'all know what's up and what's going on. Um, I pray that he's okay. That's all I can say. Okay, yeah, sorry. So that's what I was saying. Thank you. Um if I got a great high paying job, I would delete social media. It's funny, I had a great high paying job and all I wanted to do was disappear, and I found social media, and now here I am. Um dude, it's that I never ever want to be a slave for anyone else or any other company. And no disrespect towards you, serious. I'm just saying, and that's a probably the healthiest thing to do, right? Because like this is like at times it can be a very unhealthy environment to be in, psychologically, unhealthy. Um, but I feel like I went about it the wrong way. I went about it backwards. So no judgment though. I'm sorry. I don't mean to seem like I'm attacking you in chat. I just saw your stuff. So ah, yikes. I'd get my revenge on that vine, bro. Let me tell you what. They could search me. All right. They could search me. but they will never find my PWEDC. Guess what? You forgot to search my rectum, buddy. Bang, 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 bang. I'm just kidding. I don't keep guns in my butt often. But anyway, and that's a real story for people out there that don't know. Dudes put guns in their butt often. Chicks put guns in other places, in their purses, and in their handbags. If you know what I'm saying. Anyway, sorry. This is a dark journey that I didn't really want to go down, but it was important that we at least discussed it because a lot of people out there had no idea, right? A lot of people had no idea that this even happened. But pray for Risky Krisky. And for anyone out there, if they're looking for guidance on what to pray for Risky, what I would pray for is for strength, for clarity, for guidance, for God to put his hand on Risky and his family and push him to be exactly where he needs to be, whatever it is, even if he never, ever, ever comes back on any form of social media for the rest of forever. As long as he is okay and as long as he and his family are healthy, that's all I care about. That's it. The last place they look is the butthole. Bang! Oh, I know. That's good. It's good. Craig, what's up, Craig? I was late on your package too. That was during all the craziness as well. So might be, might be. There was a loud fart. Bang! Let's see. DLD After Dark needs to start a new series, The Dark Journey. Yeah. First place I look. When you're doing a pat down, you're like, no, no, no. Bend over. If anyone can get Dark's attention, just let him know Risky's okay. He's still active on social media alts. Uh, where? Because I'm on his Telegram. I don't see. Well, hold on. You know what? I did turn off. Let me see. I don't know. I'll have to look. My bad. I'm not trying to. Let's see. I'll have to go through and look on the Wolverines. Oh, what the fuck? Was I removed from the oh, I think they scrubbed the channel. I had my shit turned off. What's it called? The notifications turned off. Dang it. I guess I was thwacked from the channel. Damn. Anyway, what else? Is he active on Telegram or like where is he active? Hashtag doubt. Simple and effective and the most important part. I can remember them. Inactive account tells me fuck all. Bears have been spotted in the area per an email that I just got. What? Multiple bears, 2 or more, knocking over trash cans and eating chicken feed. AKs work very well against bears. I'm just kidding. First questions would be what kind of bears? And um, if they're just taking food, then allowed, hey, you get out of there. Well, doggy was like, um, that'll usually get them out of there. Um, if it's in most cases, but if you needed to, I would never tell anyone to hurt a bear. But if you absolutely needed to, a 12 gauge slug, holy moly, the kinetic energy is insane. Have you guys seen what a 12 gauge slug does to a level 4 plate? It basically turns the plate into a ceramic fountain. It is insane. Weaponized bears. 8 days since his last rumble. Yeah, I don't think he's active. So this was like 4 days ago, something original. So like 4 or 5 days ago, maybe. So I don't know. I got to go back and look, but I haven't seen anything after that. American brown bears. Okay, brown bears can be a little bit more There can be more risk with brown bears, but be cautious because the bears can smell the women's menstruation. This is proven if you've watched Anchorman. So, sorry, let's get on other stuff. Let's see, Andy Lipsco. They will use and exploit whatever weakness, be it your children, your mother, your brother, even your own life. There are endless ways to make people do things they don't want to. Facts. That's why I didn't really want to go down that road, but I just wanted to kind of make that point because, like, the moment that people are like, well, he had to get the camera and he had to press record and he had to press stop and he had to, okay. Have you ever considered that there are ways to force people to do something against their will? Well, how could they do that? Then you could just say, well, just kill me or something. Ain't about you. I would say most of us are probably um, DNA. What? Sorry. Um, you know, yeah, there's a bunch of different ways that but most of us are probably like, bro, if I gotta go, I gotta go. Whatevs. But, like, my family, though, I may be a little bit more willing to, you know, barter with people, if it comes down to, my family. Um, anyway, I just let's move on. Again, pray for him. Risky, if you're out there, I love you, bro. I hope you're okay. And, again, based on the most recent information that I looked up, it appears that he is alive. Um, and I hope that continues to be the case. Love you, bud. This just isn't enough nicotine. I need more nicotine. Hold, please.
This shit's gonna blow up.
No, it won't blow.
All right, for sure.
That was good. Bro. I'm blowing up over here. Sorry. Okay, getting back to other stuff. Um, Galoo, great to see you, bud. Be cool, brother Risky. For all critters cute and cuddly, rule 27, boop the snoot. So true. Especially if you land a solid right hook to the snoot. Man, you boop that snoot, it's gonna make them fall back for a second. Have y'all ever heard the story of it was a hiker, a hiker. It was a man hiking, and he seems like a little bit of a boomer. Seemed, maybe he changed. Seemed like a little bit of a boomer. He was carrying a 6-shot 357 Magnum, on his hip, which is a decent trail gun, depending on where you're hiking. And, I don't know, but for me, I'm gonna carry that Glock 40, that 6.01-inch 10 millimeter if I'm going, into certain places that may have very large game. And I'm gonna pack that biatch with nearly 800 foot-pounds of some hollows, all right? Maybe not even hollows, honestly, it depends, right? W y y The energy transfer is super important, especially for larger animals, okay? And I'm no expert, but I did sleep in a Holiday Inn Express. I'm just kidding. Anyway, this dude had a 6-shot 357 Magnum on his hip, and he goes through and he's like telling, the story of him going hiking, and he ends up just literally stumbling onto a path, like a hiking path. And when he came on the path, he heard rustling in the woods, and he saw a big brown bear. And he was like, "Oh my goodness, I'll start yelling at it to scare it off." And then he hears rustling behind him, and it's the mommy's cubs. Now, if there's one place you do not want to be, it is the only living and breathing full-size mammal between a mama bear, a literal mama brown bear, and her literal cubs. Okay. So the long and the short of it is that he gets into a hand-to-hand combat situation with this bear. It charges at him. He draws his handgun. He puts 2 357 Magnum rounds placed beautifully on the bear's skull. Doesn't stop it. Doesn't even penetrate through the skull. Yes, they're literally armored. Like these things are terrifying. I've also told you guys other stories where like this one took over 40 rounds, like 44 rounds of 40, 45 ACP, 10 millimeter, and an arrow through the left or right breast or something like that. Like crazy stuff, right? And it wasn't until it took a full power 10 millimeter load to its head that it stopped. And then when they skinned the bear, because they had to kill it at that point. Clearly, they had to kill it. Um, they took all the fat off, and the fat was like this, literally this thick. The bullets didn't even go all the way through the fat, bro. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, use a tree. Yeah, take out one of those little rip cord saws and make a tree fall on the bear. No, so anyway, so he draws his 357 Magnum, points it directly at the bear, charging at him, and then he plants 2 shots, poof, poof, and then it hits the skull like beautiful double tap, and it continues charging, right? It literally was like and kept it moving. So he ends up in a literal hand-to-hand combat situation with this bear. As he's fighting with it, he still has control of his gun with one of his hands. He gets bopped in the head, and I mean this thing, the right hook of a freaking whatever, like 1,000-pound bear, and its claws just gouge and tear open. Like this dude's wounds and lacerations were disgusting. And there's all pictures. There's a whole threads. There's a thread of it. Um, and uh, and he has the gun through this encounter, and he's literally like planted 2 in the skull, and it did not phase it as it was charging him. So he ends up like stepping to the side, and he ends up in a hand-to-hand combat situation with the bear, and he's still maintaining control of the gun, and he pops it in the side 2 more times. So he's now spent 4 rounds, and it's done 0 to this bear. He puts the gun literally like right to its head as it's beating him, mauling him, ripping his. Maybe I shouldn't be so graphic on the particular platforms, but he bit like his oh, that like hurts to just do that with my hand. Like the center of his abdomen with his like guts and all that, and it's like like think of like dull serrated blades just mashing down and just oh yuck. Whew. Anyway, basically puts it to the bear's dome as he's being mutilated by this bear, and the cubs are just sitting there like just watching, and he's like boom, doesn't phase it. Spent 5 rounds on this bear, okay? And as he is literally being mauled, squirting stuff everywhere, he literally sticks the gun inside the bear's ear and is like, "Bang!" And he drops it. I wouldn't have even thought. I don't know, maybe in that situation, you think differently when a bear is on top of you, like, mauling you. To go oh, to go inside the bear's ear like that, and oh, man, even just the muzzle blast, dude, the ear probably looked like like, when, Elmer Fudd's shotgun, like, banana peels back, like, I could just picture what that looked like, but, bro, he lived through that, by the way. Probably I should have added that in sooner. He lived through that. A bunch of like park rangers found him, and he had an empty 357 Magnum with a bear like covering most of his body. And he almost bled out completely, but they medevaced him and saved him and all that. If you look it up on the internet, you'll be able to find out. I don't remember the thread that it was in, but it was crazy, crazy. 8 shot 357 for the win. When you only got 6, 8 is a huge win. Actually, I was considering doing some um, content on the 5 shot 38J frame, man. People sleep on the 5 shot 38J frame, bro. Obviously not for anything related to what we were just talking about. human to human self-defense, okay? Handguns are, and this has been like an evolution for me and like for most people that I talk to. Um, seeing that 5-shot 38 J frames were like one of the top 10 most searched handgun items on YouTube was insane to me. The other ones are like Glock 19, Glock 17, Sig 320, 365, and those kinds of guns. You can like search the most popular search terms. And actually, After Dark was one of the top 5 search terms of YouTube, like in entirety, not just like gun stuff. So I've been separating DLD After Dark in the tags. I'm just saying. Anyway, so I guess that's for like all the Skinemax folks. 44 mag is definitely more effective than 357 Magnum. Absolutely, Vanessa Kitty knows for sure. Yep. Um, ooh, crack my back. Taco Syndicate, what's up, brother? There's something else I was going to talk about too. Either way, we'll get to it in a second. So, Rich and I were actually talking the other day, and carrying a gun is essentially an evolution, right? And it's the moment you decide to carry a handgun for self defense, you kind of go through this thing. It's like, okay, um, could I ever? And I want you guys to go back, okay, and think of like when you were a noob, okay. BET After Dark used to be in videos, tip drill. My man. G23, what's up, bro? I guess he's making those noise sleeping. He's so cute. Um, my Smith& and Wesson 629 has hunted quite a bit of foods through the years. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just going through chat real quick. Okay, so go back to when you were a noob, okay? Because most of the stuff I'm gonna say may be a little bit more ridiculous now, but go back to your noob days, okay? I remember when thinking of carrying a gun, when I was 21, one of the first few guns that I got, the first gun I got lawfully from a gun shop was a 1911. We've talked about that. It was a very special one, but I needed something else. I also got a Glock 26, but then I ended up getting, because a Glock 26 is not a small gun. I wasn't carrying it appropriately. I was carrying it with a regular belt, not a gun belt, and I was carrying it with a clip draw. And I was used to several years of carrying Mexi style, where no holster, cross draw, left side of the hip at like, you know, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yeah, like 10:30, right where your jeans get tight, where your hip is right there. It holds it pretty well. Anyway, you can also do the same thing too if you put your or a handgun in the small of your back where you have that gap, right? And then you just slide it to the right, like slide it up towards 3 o'clock, you'll feel where your jeans are the tightest, and you can just leave it there for a second. I mean, obviously, that's like in a pinch if you need to conceal something. Anyway, sorry, this is going interesting. Oh yeah, it's good. I need more juice for that. So at this time, I was like, you know what? This Glock 26 is actually kind of heavy. I want to go for something a little bit less. And I ended up speaking to a person at a gun shop, and they were like, I would take the stopping power of a 38 Special Plus P over a 9mm any day. Now, this is like literally 15 years ago. Okay. Obviously, ammunition has changed quite a bit. And if you look at what some of the most current available ammunition can do, it's some pretty crazy stuff. So, for an example, these HSTs are pretty nasty stuff, and they're very consistent. Not always the best, like through certain barriers, but they do pretty well. Okay. Anyway, I ended up talking to this person at a gun shop, and they ended up talking me into this 5-shot J frame. I got it for like a super steel. It was like 389 or something like that. Actually, my wife at the time, my girlfriend, my wife got it for me then. And it was a birthday present or something like that. Anyway, so I chose that one, and she was like, "I'll buy it for you for your birthday." And, I stuck with that one. Now I carried that gun for a very long time. Actually, I think I even have hold on, let me grab something. Oh, this is gonna be good. Just to show you guys just to show you guys proof that this was, like, 15 years ago, here you go. This is a Blackhawk Serpa holster for a J-frame. Now, if you don't know what Blackhawk Serpa holsters are, they're literally one of the most useless holsters in existence. These are we call it the failure holster because it fails every single like, every category of safe carrying. But really, the biggest failure of this is what was the biggest selling point of it, which is that paddle. So that paddle, as you go and draw, and everyone's got one. If you don't have one, you're lying. Okay. Oh shucks. Woo. I'm constantly dropping and breaking a vape. It's probably a sign. Um, what happens is if something goes inside and lodges inside that little tab there, that tab locks into your firearm. You can't really see it in there, but it locks in here, okay, into the trigger guard, and then this tab is what releases it. And if something gets in there, a rock or enough clay, sand, mud, whatever, the only way you are getting that thing out, especially if it's like gravel or something like that, is by like whacking it with something harder than the whole unit, right? Or a Dremel. Okay. And if you have not dremeled a gun out of a Blackhawk Serpa holster, you have not lived. This thing will take some of the best Dremel smiths, and we all got a bunch of Dremel smiths in the gun building world, right? Um, uh, it'll take you an hour and a half to get that thing out. It's crazy, and not destroy the gun, right? So anyway, this is how long ago it was when I thought it was cool to carry a micro 38 5-shot open carry on my hip, but whatever. That was then. This is now. One of the best holsters for like strong side like 3:30 4 o'clock carry is the in my opinion, prior to all the kydex takeover, the Galco Summer Comfort and the Galco Royal Guard. I have no affiliation with any of these companies or anything at all. Like, that if you guys want a holster now, go to Fat Tech. Okay, fattech.com. They're the homies. All right. And I also don't have any affiliation with them or get paid anything like this. So just so y'all know, this is just my, personal experience that I'm sharing with y'all. So this thing with a 5-shot J frame in there, it just literally doesn't even feel like it's there. Now you take one of these and then you take there's a few different ways you can carry ammunition, right? So obviously speed loaders. I can't believe I have all this shit right here. Speed loaders, speed strips with core bonds in there, speed strips. And my favorite, I gotta show you now. Hang on. Okay, this is the coolest. This is like a walk down memory lane right now. So, in my opinion, if you're going to carry a wheel gun, you have to maximize ammo. Okay, in every single way. All right. Um, Usually, when I'm carrying a wheel gun, which I don't usually carry, and I'm going to talk about that and why I'm bringing all this stuff up. If I'm carrying a wheel gun, I'll carry it either front like 12:30, 1 o'clock, appendix ish carry, or I'll carry it strong side 3 or 4 o'clock. I don't usually do that anymore, but I'm just saying usually when I did carry wheel gun on my left side, I would carry this on my belt. It's like an old school Don Hume 12 round 357-38 ammo carrier on the left side. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you in a moment why that's wrong. Okay. I did this for years incorrectly. Okay. And I want y'all to know that if y'all carry wheel guns, everyone trains differently, but I'm just going to share technically the way that things are supposed to be done. You do your own thing. Yeah, DLD is correct. Keep that thing on you as much as possible. Bro, I'm scrap right now, son. Got that 43X with 21 rounds in it, son. But the thing that you're going to run out of with a wheel gun is ammunition, right? So either carry a second wheel gun, which isn't very convenient, or carry an ass ton of ammunition. So what I did is I carried the J frame, which is only a 5-shot. I did have other revolvers in the past, but let's just use this as an example. J frame, then I'll carry 12 rounds on my belt right here at like 10, 11 o'clock ish, 9:30, 10 o'clock ish. And then I would carry 2 speed strips, so another 12 rounds. So that's 24 rounds. And then I would carry another 10 rounds, so 34 rounds plus 2, yeah, so 2, so 10, so 24, 34, and then 5 in the gun, that's 39. And because I always felt like super awkward about carrying 39 rounds, I would carry 1 loose round of ammunition in my pocket so I could have an even 40 rounds. So here's where I went wrong. Okay, with a wheel gun, the proper way to administer an emergency reload or an administrative reload or whatever is when you're shooting with your, I can't really do it with the mic right here, so it's going to look weird, but so if you're shooting, right, boom, 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 let's say you dump 5 rounds, okay? So usually what most people do is they swing the cylinder and then they punch it, so they're keeping the gun in their right hand, and then they're grabbing ammunition with their left hand because that's their offhand. They got to keep the gun in the firing position, right? That's what they got to do, right? And then they grab it and then they go to insert. It's best to load 2 rounds at a time, even if you have a 5-shot. And they go to load it in here, and the cylinder is moving and it's floppy, and also it's a mess. Okay. Can you do it? Yes, of course you can do it. I did it that way for years and years, but it's not very effective. Um, it's slower. You're less accurate with the insertion of the rounds, and it's not cash money. Um, what I realized was that I started keeping this band of reloads on my left belt side. I started keeping speed strips, 1 speed strip on my left, 1 speed reload. So here's a speed strip, which are very flat, which are great. You can also load these 2 at a time. Okay. And then 1 of these on my left. And then on the right side, another speed strip on my right, and then another uh speed loader on my right. And what I did is I started watching Jerry Miculek, whatever, Jerry, okay? Jerry, the guy that signed my sack. And when he does a reload and it's like pew, crazy quick, he's usually doing moon clips, right? But what he does is he's holding his revolver like this, okay? And he hits his cylinder release with his left hand, his left thumb, and then he swings the gun over and opens the cylinder like this, keeping the gun in his left hand, in his offhand, while his right hand is doing all the work super quick because it's your right hand, it's your dominant hand, and you have full control of the gun like this, holding the cylinder still, and you have complete and utter control of the gun. And then you're basically going and you're pulling. Well, I guess these rounds are over here, so you're pulling from your right side or whatever dominant hand is. You're pulling the right side, loading 2 at a time if you're not using moon clips, and you're like 2, 2, 1, and then you close Once you come back to reestablish your grip, you close with your left hand, and that puts your meat hooks exactly where they're supposed to be. And I noticed when I reloaded from my left side, I was considerably slower. When I reloaded from my right side, I had way more control and I was faster. And that's when I started noticing, like, okay, like this is how he does it. He's pretty good, I guess. So that's when I started doing that. And that changed everything. But as you're starting, when you are a newer shooter and you're like, I'm going to start carrying a gun legally, I'm going to start carrying a gun, uh, or not legally, whatever you want, and you make the decision to carry a firearm, usually you're like, well, to this date, I've needed 0 bullets, right? Most of us have needed 0 bullets. So if I only carried a 5-shot revolver, like that should be enough because that's 5 more bullets than I've ever needed in my life. And then you start seeing some of these events and it's like, yo, these people are like eating 12 rounds center mass and they're like not stopping, right? Like it's crazy. And then they got 4 homies with them, and I mean homies like they got their boys with them, right? So the risk of like the 5-shot J-frame is a throwaway piece. It's something that you literally pull out and put 5 rounds center mass and throw that shit or use as a bludgeoning device. Never use a firearm as a bludgeoning device unless you absolutely have to. I'm just saying. It's much better loaded or reloaded. Anyway, so I started reevaluating at that time, and I'm like, well, this gun store told me that 38 Special Plus P is way more, effective than 9 millimeter. But 5 shots is nothing. If I carry this 26, that gives me 11 rounds of 9 millimeter. If I throw some JHPs in there, I got a decent package, right? So I started rocking the Glock 26 more often. I would go back to the J frame if I needed to kind of dress it down a little bit, but then I found myself carrying an ass load of ammo. And I'm like, for the Glock, I just carry, 10 plus 1 or 12 plus 1. And then I carry a 17 round mag and I have, a very similar amount of ammunition. So 17, 27, 20, 29, 30, get about, 30 rounds with 2 mags. Very, very easy to carry like that. So that's what I was doing. Um, and sometimes I would carry, I got like 17 rounders with like +5 extensions and stuff like that. Which that's it, y'all make up your own mind on what you want to do, how much ammo you want to carry or whatever. So the speed strips, Vanessa Kitty, are very interesting. Okay. If anyone is gonna, and I'll go back to the Glock in a second. If anyone is going to choose to carry speed strips with a revolver, and I am not shitting on revolver carry, like do your thing. But if you are going to carry a revolver, become very comfortable with New York reload for revolvers for sure. I actually started carrying in place of my second mag, I started carrying the J frame there because it would just be quicker to just pull that out and rock 5 rounds into, suspects, solar plex, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, if you're not using moon clips and if you are, literally like single shell loading, first off, loading 2 shells is always faster than any other option, right? So when you're running a system like this, or if you have ammo, even just loosely, right? If you can feel for it and you know that you're pulling, rounds, if you know what orientation you're pulling from, when you go to load, if they're side by side, they're going into the cylinder just like this, and you can just right? So if you have a 6-shot, it's, pull 2, right? So then you load them in like that, push them down, grab the other 2, pull them out, boom, they're going in just like that. And then grab the other one like that, boom, they're going in just like that. Now with a speed strip though, they're all right there. You don't have to go grab them somewhere else, right? So it's actually kind of cool. So as the gun is open and your cylinder's open and you have control of it, you're taking this and you're going to break and you break them off like as they come out. It's like this, right? And then you go back 2 and then you break it off and you twist them out. And then you go to the last 2 open cylinders, or 1 if it's a J frame. You throw those in there and break them out 2, and then you throw the speed strip, click, and you go right back to work. So these are actually super effective. The reason why I started carrying speed strips was because there's a big difference in how thick and you know uh, diesel these are, and these like show a lot in pockets, whereas these are very, very flat, and it doesn't look like you're carrying something bulbous in your pockets. So it raises less eyebrows and stuff. Nowadays, I don't care if I raise eyebrows, but back then, things were different. I worked different jobs in different places, and I was around different people more often. So I cared more at that point. I was like, I want to hide this from everyone. Now I'm like, I don't care. Yeah, yeah. I have a big floppy magnet, right outside of my Cocker Spaniel, and I don't care if you see it, and if you have questions, then you know, whatever. Anyway, so wheel guns are decent defensive guns. I just personally had to get away from them because it was like I feel like if I'm going to, and this was kind of the whole place that I was going with this. In the beginning, you're like, and I don't blame anyone for making any decision that y'all have made for your personal defense decisions. But I was like, okay, 5 shots is not enough for me. So I went to the Glock, and then the Glock was like, okay, I can keep, 12, 11 to 13 in the gun. I could even throw a 17 rounder in there and keep a 17 rounder on the side, whatever. But, I could carry about 30 rounds without looking like an idiot. So then I started carrying that. And then you start to reconsider things, and you're like, okay, go all the way back to the beginning. If I'm going to carry a gun, then I may as well carry a gun and a reload. If I'm going to carry a gun and a reload, then I may as well get a nice holster. If I'm going to carry a gun and a reload and get a nice holster, I may as well get a nice gun belt. If I'm going to carry a gun and a holster and get a nice gun belt with a reload, and then I'm going to get, and you start like saying, well, if I'm going to do that, which is living in the world of small percentages, I may as well consider all small percentages. And, then I'm like, well, then I may as well also carry a knife. I always carried a knife, even, as a kid, but then I'm also going to carry, a flashlight. But then I'm also going to carry a flashlight on my gun because a handheld and a flashlight on, you know what I mean? And then you start kind of saying, well, then if I'm going to do all that, then I may as well carry this. If I'm going to do all that, I may as well keep a rifle in the trunk. If I'm going to do that, then I may as well do. And you keep elevating it, because if you're living in the realm of micro percentages, you may as well consider every single micro percentage of every micro percentage. I'm not saying to the point where like it's ridiculous, right? But this is what has worked me up to now carrying, where you see most guys, right? They're like, okay, I'm carrying a full size Glock 19X Gen 545, 17, 19, whatever, with let's use a Gen 545 for an example, with 23 plus 1, 20 to 24 rounds in it, right? And a light and a red dot and an extra mag or two, right? Plus a handheld, plus a knife, plus OC spray, plus whatever, because it's like you eventually get to the point where like if you're going to carry this, you may as well carry that. And then you're like, well, even though I've never needed a singular round of ammunition, if I did end up needing my firearm, it's likely that I'm going to be fighting off at least one person, maybe more. So I want all the bullets, right? So I want 20 to 21 to 24 rounds in my handgun, and then I want a backup mag of 20 to 23 rounds, whatever, right? I'm thinking 17 plus 5 plus 6, depending on what you guys rock. I may as well drive a beefed up dozer, exactly, right? And I'm saying most of the stuff that we're talking about is actually pretty reasonable, right? Like it's not like we're saying, I saw this video where talking about EDC guys like uh competing when they talk, and this dude was like, yeah, sometimes I carry a multi-tool. He's like, yeah, I sometimes carry a multi-tool too. He's like, well, sometimes I carry 18 foot of good rope. He's like, oh, me too. He's like, just in case I need to rappel, and like it gets to this like, yeah, sometimes I carry I keep the UAV on standby, a you can't see what you can't carry or something like that. And it just got to like this crazy. It's a hilarious video. I honestly would love to play it right now, but I would totally get a copyright doohickey if I did that. Um, but that's what most of us think like, right? And then at the end, he was like, "What do you actually have on you right now?" And he's like, "In my pocket, I have a button and an almond." You know, like you for real don't carry all that stuff for real. But yo, hand to God, every single day, everywhere, I have 43x. Okay, 43x, 21 round here, just so you can see. 20 plus one. Okay, 21, 21, and then I have this bad boy, Cold Steel, Fallujah, or what's it called? Frenzy. I'm just kidding. Cold Steel, Frenzy. Okay, great knife. Love that knife. It's actually, for those of you that didn't get a good look, it's actually still, even though it's a large knife, it's actually very slimline, right? It's very light. It's got a G10, uh, G10 scales with steel liners. It's a lock back. It uses the Andrew Dimko's triad lock. It's great. And then I have the Snaggletooth. Shout out to Snaggletooth too. They're awesome, by the way. That way it opens up on the way out on the deployment. It's awesome. Love it. And then I also don't go anywhere without my Goon Beam. You got your Goon Beam low. You got your Goon Beam medium. You got your Goon Beam high. High. And this thing has been a champ. Goon Beam is putting out some fire. And then also, psh, I keep that OC spray on me, or as some like to call it, the long range eye poke. I find that hilarious. My guy John at Active Self Protection is hilarious. I know a lot of people don't like him. I don't care. I learn anything and everything I can from anyone. Not worried about whoever may like anyone. I'm just saying. I try to take any bit of information that I can from anywhere. But the reason I say that isn't to do an EDC flex. It's a 5.5-inch blade, Vanessa Kitty. It's and I love like my knives, like the Microtech. This is like a 3.9-inch knife. It's like just under 4 inches. Some of the Combat Trudon. This thing is awesome. I love it. But OTF knives are great. Here's some of the tack knives. These are awesome. I love these knives, but I haven't been carrying the auto knives as much because there's restrictions. This thing is money. Love this blade. Look at the machining in that blade, dude. Tack Knives has done some awesome work. And of course, y'all know what I'm gonna say. If you use code DARK, you can save 20% off. 20% off? Yes, 20% off. I'm saying Tack Knives, y'all are awesome. TK, baby. It's another Tack Knives. Here's another Tack Knives. This is the Stubby. This thing's a beast right here. This is a carbon fiber and aluminum with a 154 cm Warncliffe. I don't know if this was a short run or if they still got them, but this is one of their newer ones. These things are awesome. It's a thick little boy. So even though it's a little blade, like this thing fills the hand really well. But there are restrictions on OTF knives, right? Like this little guy, I lost my little blue one. I don't know if you guys remember. I used to have one just like this that was a Tonto. I think it was a Tonto. And it was blue, 154 cm steel, and tiny little guy, little 2-incher, 2.5-incher. And it was blue aluminum. It matched this one. And I have no idea where it went. I totally lost it. But when you have tiny little knives like this, it's like, see, sorry, buddy. It's easy for things like that to get turned up missing. You know what I'm saying? This is a dope knife, though. I think this is 154 cm. Yeah, this is 154 cm. And this is one of their higher end TK Pro knives. But yeah, these are dope. again, 20% off. I don't think the code John still works. If it does, code John, JON, is 25% off, but code Dark is 20% off and supports the channel. This is another one that's really dope. This is a Cobra Tech, and this is the one that my daughter has already claimed. It's a silver aluminum, and then it has the blue titanium hardware, blue titanium icebreaker, and blue titanium pocket clip, and it's got like that purple, titanium look to it, and then it has a bedazzled what kind of stone was it again? It starts with an A. Fuck, what kind of stone was it? Abalone, text, abalone. I think it's an abalone stone. Sorry, I'm a mess. This is abalone. Look at that. Look at that blizzade, son. So this is abalone inlay in the blade, abalone in the fire button, abalone in the back with the it's just such a gorgeous knife, man. And this is D2 tool steel. I honestly was considering selling these on DLD hardware because, man, these things, for the price, for the action, the way they like, these things are solid. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't made a decision on knives. I would love to carry knives. I'll be real with you guys. I'm currently evaluating potentially um my first like actual DLD knife that would be purchased probably overseas, to be honest. But I would get something like really nice steel and probably put something together. If I could do a folder with an axis lock, like a Benchmade or something like that. Um, Thank you, John Rice. Appreciate you. If I could put something together that had like an axis folder like a Benchmade and make it like solid AF steel, like really good quality steel, and keep a great lifelong blade at under $100 for something that like Benchmade sells for like 250 to 350 or something like that, bro, and have it like actually have the name DLD on it, bro. Like, that would be incredible. Yeah, I am selling some gun stuff. I honestly haven't even taken the time to inventory everything that I got and post the stuff on my site. Um, it's just been crazy. It's been crazy. I haven't had time. Y'all asked me like 4 weeks ago to put um I don't remember who it was exactly, but the security signs, the F around and find out security signs that you can affix to a metal post that may or may not be taken from one of your neighbors. Or you can buy them on like eBay and stuff like that. But the little security signs, they're green and white, and they say F around and find out. Protected by FAFO security. And it literally says F around and find out on there. And a bunch of people were like, yes, bro, sell them. We'll buy them. They'd be like $20 basically. Um, I consider doing that. And they're printed in two colors. So you got the like light green and the white, and they look really good. They're solid. Here, I'll grab them. One second. So these are the ones that I printed. FAFO, F around and find out. And like, bro, I would love to put this on my front porch, front door, front whatever. But then I just like had this vision of my daughter, see, it says protected by the second. I just had this vision of my daughter being like, "Daddy, what's that word mean?" And I was like, "Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that." If it said something else like effort, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to be crude, and honestly, like profanity shouldn't matter in like in a good healthy household, right? Because like we just don't speak like that, right? For kids, but anyway, yeah, I'm also like I had Goon Beams for sale on there, but then everything got shut down and I didn't re-put everything up there. I had a conversation with Gideon Optics about getting Gideon Optics on there. Talk to Eagle Run 2-3 about, their, and you can actually get this on Texas Parks Outlet Coffee. This is literally roasted in Texas and then sent to you. Like, this is probably the best tasting, freshest roasted coffee that I've ever had, and I would encourage all of you guys try it. Even if you just get one of the small bags of either beans or ground coffee. This is the Texas French roast. This is the dark roast. We are gonna have a uh, rich dark roast, but we'll see. Anyway, if you go to Texas Parks Outlet and use code dark, you save money. I think you save like 10% off. Again, I'm not making anything from that, but Eagle Run 2-3 is a fellow gun builder. He's a good dude, and I want to support the homies. Peace out, Mike. Later, Mike. Oh, the kukri is brutal, bro. Check this. I personally love the folding kukri. I know it sounds crazy, but this thing, bro, a 14 and a half inch folding kukri that has the pocket wave on it. So when you deploy it, it is very carryable. Okay. So you're carrying it in your pants pocket like this, right? When you grab it, you go to pull it out and it catches on your pocket and opens up and snaps open, right? And just look at that mean belly on that blade, bro. This thing is a beast. I love cold steel knives. And kukris were literally designed, the Nepalese Gurkha kukri, man, these were designed to literally decapitate people. So yeah, they do a good job of that. Most of it being in the weight, leverage, and shape of the blade. So yeah, you can do that. And you can like get these for like definitely sub 200. I think they're like up to like 139, 150, something like that. But this thing is fire, and I EDC'd this thing for years. I ended up selling it. This is a new one that I haven't really carried. I've carried it a few times, but I don't know. There's other blades that I got. So yeah. So to answer Eric's question, goodness gracious, yeah, cold steel. Yeah, cold steel is the shit. So Eric, to answer your question, yes, I'm selling a bunch of stuff. I have so much stuff that I don't need or use, and like here, perfect example right here. I don't even think these are made anymore. This is an excellent right to bear Glock 17 slide. Don't even believe these are made anymore. OEM Glock night sights. Never, they're like brand new OEM Glock night sights, never used, never fired. With the new sights I put on it. And it's got a slide parts kit, everything installed. This slide has been fired. That was deceiving. So the slide has been fired, but I'm saying after I put those sights on it, I'd never taken it out again. If you have a 17 barrel, which I actually do have another DLD 17 barrel. If you have a DLD or if you have a 17 barrel and a recoil spring, that is a half of a firearm that's complete. My nose just whistled. Anyway, and more buzzed than whistled. But I have so much stuff that's sitting out, so much stuff that is like great equipment that I'm just not using. So yeah, I was thinking, how cool would it be if on DLD hardware, if I were to help people get really good equipment at a lower cost, and I were to do something like I forgot what I said. I think I said like I would call it like the garage sale or yard sale, like DLD yard sale, DLD garage sale, and just put stuff up there that's you know, way cheaper than what it would be. Like I got some stuff brand new, never used, never touched. Um man, I got cases and cases of frames. I wish we would just come to a fucking ruling on the frames and receivers. Like it would be so helpful. Every time it unfolds, it must draw blood. That's true. It's thirsty. But this one doesn't actually have a blood drain on it. So maybe this one is, you know, doesn't need to draw blood. Um, Most kukris, you'll see in the bottom, they literally snip two little triangles out of the bottom of the kukri, um, because as blood runs down the blade, they want it to have a little air gap to come to a point and drip down, so it doesn't get on the handle and make the handle all slippery. So you can still get really good traction when you're slicing and dicing. Also, there was a lot of time and energy and input into the grips of the Nepalese Gurkha kukri, those fighters. And they'd put like almost like religious type meanings into the not almost like they would put like religious type meanings into the handles and stuff. So I think there was like something about keeping them clean, but also the blood drain would keep the blood from getting on the grip, which makes it slippery when wet. So Sandwich Chef, what's up, brother? For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Good handle material is everything. And that's why, honestly, these things right here, like, dude, this is like a $449 knife, and it's just like slippery aluminum. It works because it has ridges and stuff like that. And honestly, it's just so sharp, it would just go, and slide in and out of something. But K bars are great too, bro. Yo, I have a K bar kukri machete that I literally had used as a throwing toy in the woods at like trees. I have beat the ever loving dog shit out of that thing. Took it camping. I literally chopped shit down. I batoned through stuff. I used it as like a throwing knife for ages, and that thing is still running. I got a cold steel kukri machete too, and that thing's still running like a champ. Um, I got a few kukris. Those are I love the like the belly of the blade. It's a very useful shape. But yeah, handle material is everything. Something like this, like bro, this thing will slip out of your hands if you were ever doing like some real work with it. And plus, I got super big hands anyway, so that thing is too far in there to be able to. I mean, in a pinch, if I needed to, like I could still go to work with this, if I needed to. But by work, I mean opening letters and Amazon packages and stuff. Even though I don't have an Amazon account, anyway, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, handle material is important. Almost all of these autos are like super slick aluminum, and I just kind of feel like even though there's ridges in them, like you could slip, especially if it gets wet. Just saying. So going back to what I was originally talking about, you see how I could just sit here and run my mouth like forever? That's crazy. I just ordered 10 pounds of Redmond salt online. I use about 4 pounds or so a year. What's Redmond salt? I'm not familiar. Grip shape and size is important as well, for sure, for sure. Dude, I love knives. If y'all saw, like, I have like a 3-level thing of like plexiglass drawers of knives over here, just loaded with knives. And then I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This mofo right here. If you guys don't know about the Cricket Hisatsu, yo, where's Blade Boy when you need him? Blade Boy, if you're out there, Drew, I finally received the two Ventum Huxworks 556 and 762 cans. Hell yeah. Form 4 soon. Thanks to Big Mac Defense, bro. Hell yeah. Dude, Big Mac is crushing it, man. I already went in and did the paperwork on the let's see, now it's all under all these knives and things. Hang on. So I picked up a AB suppressor, AB 556 can. Now Jonah hooked it up and he sent me um hold on. It's so funny the viewer responses that I get during hey, that's a good move. That's a good move. I don't know if you want me to show that. So, funny thing, before I show this, you know who you are. If you're cool with me showing um, the Serpa thing, let me know. I'm not going to show anything else. It won't show any info. It'll just be the picture. But when I was a kid, and I was a stupid young kid, similar to me now, only young, um, I really wanted, and I didn't always carry a gun on my person, but I always had a gun with me. So even as like a 15-and-a-half-year-old with a learner's permit, no, I'm kidding. Let me stop. Even like as a 16-year-old with a fresh driver's license. Anyway, I wouldn't always carry it on my person. What I would do is I would put it inside my waistband, go to and from the car or whatever. And then when I got in the car, I'd pull it out of my waistband, put it under my left thigh, like pointed at the door. But it's very, very quick. You could just grab it if you needed to. And then I realized how helpful it was to slide a two-tone 1911 when you're sub 17 years old inside the car door panel that has a little handle to push open the not the handle to actually open the door, but the one that you just kind of grab to like push the door open or slam it closed. um, it's a perfect in-car holster because you can literally just put the muzzle in there and just drop it in, unless you get in a car accident and it goes flying and smashes into your windshield and, cracks your windshield. That definitely could happen. And yes, I will get back to this in just a moment. Look at this, but just for a second, just for a second. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Look at how thick it is. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah. Look at how they round off different parts of the back just to try to round it a little bit because otherwise it would be a huge quarter-inch thick. Yeah, look at that part right there. This thing is badass. So I'll show you this in a sec. But so I started, finding ways to, carry the gun in the car and be able to have very fast, rapid access to it without needing to carry it on my person. I remember going to the gun store and being like, "Hey, I want to get a holster for my dad for his birthday. He carries a Glock 17," and then like go out and test it, and it's like, oh shit, it's the wrong size. Come back in, oh, he actually carries a Glock 19. you know like that's how stupid we were. We knew nothing about guns. And don't break rules, laws, and regulations, restrictions, and sanctions, and ordinances, and stuff like that. This is when, this is way, way, way over the statute of limitations ago. But I remember throwing the gun in a holster and then putting the holster in the area that I usually carry the gun, and it was like, "Whoa, that's way too bulky. It's way uncomfortable. It holds it way too high." And I just hated it. And then I found the Glock clip draw, and it was on, right? But in my car, I wanted another solution. So, if you take a Blackhawk Serpa holster and then you take these screws back here, you can literally drill it into something, much like a viewer of ours just sent to me a moment ago, which I think is a great, like, it's a perfect usage of the terrible holster. Um, so as a child, I took a Serpa holster, not a child. As a young adult man, I took a Glock 26 Serpa holster and I literally drilled it into my center console. And I could drop a 26 in there, a 19 in there, or a 17 in there, and all of them would fit. And I could just, if I needed to, I could open up my console, go in there, grab it, and boom. Not boom. I mean, boom. I had a gun, like bam. There you go. Um, ooh, it's so thick. Prefer boning. What? Um, Fillet. Yeah, it's very shanky. It's very shanky. Shoulder holster for in-vehicle use. Yeah, that's your back inside its own hurt. So shoulder holster and ankle holsters totally shine when you're sitting, right? Like being able to not have to reposition yourself or shift your, whole body. Like if I need to drive, if I'm driving and I need to draw from my appendix, I literally need to find a way to like stretch out. Ooh, sorry, I cracked my back again. I literally need to find a way to stretch out get out of the way as much as I can and and draw like that, which I can do it. I've trained to do it thousands of times. But shoulder holsters, even though they're cross straw, they shine when you're in the car. If you think about it, if you're an adult and you're standing up, your ankle rig is very far away from you. If you sit down in your car, that thing is about, 14 inches from your nutsack at that point, and you can literally just reach down and yeet that thing out if you need it. So it makes things a little bit easier because you're taking your body and contorting it down. So you're folding your legs up to be within reach of your arm. That's why a lot of dudes, boomers or not, call them what you want, right? Dudes that carry like a Glock 26 or a 5-shot revolver on their ankle, first off, smart. Secondly, super smart. Third, it's a possibility that if you do ever need to draw that firearm, you may be finding yourself in a compromised position if you're grabbing your last ditch effort to save your life, meaning you could be on the ground. You could be on the ground begging for your life, and then you're like, haha, you never know what position you're going to be in. You may be in a car. Maybe somebody makes you, right? Sees that you're strapped and they're like, don't move, give me your gun. And you're like, here, take it, but you forgot about this one. I'm just kidding. That's very fantastical, right? That's a fantasy, right? But I mean, in the real world, if somebody makes you and they're like, that dude's strapped, that chick is strapped, I'm going to take their gun. Wouldn't it be helpful to have another firearm just, to be safe, just to be able to deposit 5 shots of precious metals in that individual's solar plex? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Ah, man, I am still a follower of all of my local and state ordinances to my knowledge. Good. That's important. Put a drop open safe on the doghouse of my van. Sits right next to my knee. Very easy to access. Nice, nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of different options nowadays for like quick access, rapid deploys. Like back then, like there was nothing like that. Like if we ever were to see a safe like we see today for a couple $100, 200-300 bucks, that was like make believe stuff. I'm talking like when I was 21, or like when I was like just getting into pistols. If somebody were to be like, "Hey, check this out," like beep, ka-chunk, and it were to open up like that, I'd be like, "Oh, you're fucking James Bond, dude." Like it just this stuff wasn't available like that, and well, the stuff that was available like that was way out of price. It just did not make sense. So, you know, it wasn't realistic for normal plebes like us. What's the easiest wheelchair draw? Appendix or shoulder beside the leg? I mean, I honestly, I would say shoulder holster would be very easy, or cross draw at like you know, 10 o'clock OWB. 10, yeah, 11, 10. Yeah, like 10 o'clock OWB cross draw, because you could just position something over, you know, a blankie, a shirt, a scarf, a bag, whatever, right? Like anything. Or if you could obscure it in the wheelchair and just be able to grab that thing out. Yeah, super easy. Or if you could find a way to, you should always carry on your person, but if you could find a way to position it in the right side of your wheelchair where you can literally just dig down, grab it, and draw it like that, like, yeah, that'd be fire. That'd be fire. Do we I'm sorry, do we have someone in here that's wheelchair that's in a wheelchair? Um I certainly didn't mean to be leaving you out of the mix, because you know, everyone's in a different situation. But that's a good point. The chest rig is great. So, okay, and Johnny, are you talking about the like a plate carrier? Or are you talking about the uh there are some chest rigs out there that are literally just like three nylon straps that come together, like, so I guess one, two, right? They come around like that. Here, let me move this real quick. They come around like this, two, and they have one coming on the side, three, and you have a piece of Kydex in the middle that locks in really solid, like a large field pistol, like a big 10 millimeter or something like that. But that's super popular for like you know, people going out on the trail, outdoorsmen, hikers, basketball Americans, things like that. I'm just kidding. I was being, you know, funny. Let's see. John Crump News. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, me, you inconsiderate bastard. JK. Pirates stole my wheelchair. So pirates did actually steal his furniture, but it wasn't a wheelchair. Okay. It was just a something. Revolvers are, dude, I honestly, I think revolvers are great for certain things. If you don't want shells to be flying out of that thing, if you don't want hot gold shells like Taco Bell's flying out of that thing, you know what I'm saying? Sorry. Um, See you on there all the time. Sport Brand also saw you on Scuffed Realtor today on my way to the gym, even though I was basically texting and driving, but even looking at the screen in my car. I met a dude in the grocery store wearing a USCCA shirt in his wheelchair, and I told him, "You better be strapped because you can't run away." And he thought it was hilarious and agreed. That's awesome. That's awesome. I can sit on it if needed. Those hand grips are huge up to the arms. If you sit, my shoulder holster works well and is not being interfered with using. Yeah, yeah. For a firearm like that, for like a 29, 629, 429, anything like that, it's definitely the move for sure. Grumpy, sup, yo. Basketball Americans. I know. I said it. I said it for y'all. Oops, is that also racist? I'm just kidding. Can I get a couple jokes in here, y'all? Come on. Let's see. Sandwich chef, me and you got great taste. DLD, did you see they try to give a man 12 years for having 4 rounds of, oh, bro. Okay. So, yes. And dude was on a hunting trip. This is what seems to be, and you always got to watch out for propaganda, right? But it seems to be, and guys, bear with me, okay? I'm saying you never know. You never know who anyone is. You never know what they do. You never know. Dude could be a serial killer, okay? But I'm just saying he could have had, you know what? Where's my patch at, bro? Where's my Patch Adams? And I promise I'll bring this out back in a second. He could have had a PWEDC. Okay, we don't know. All right, he could have had a 30-06 PWEDC. Anyway, hang on. I need, dude. I'm sorry to keep doing this, but I need nicotine again. Gooch, 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 gooch. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. um, what was I saying? It's always cringy and so, oh, you never know. You never know. Man, the first time I heard somebody say, so he put a hollow point into a hollow point. Ouch. Ouch. Anyway, let me back up here. What were we talking about again? um, uh, what I said may be interpreted as racist, but I am not prejudiced against anyone to descended from Romani people or anything like that. What? I, I don't know. Land pirates. Or, oh, I'm not even gonna get into that. All right, I don't know. I guess I guess I'm a hockey American, dude. We're like volleyball Americans. Okay, let's be real. Why would you go to the airport here with a gun in your carry-on? What? Okay, so here's the deal. So sorry, that's what we were talking about. So it wasn't a gun. He was on a hunting trip. Okay, now if you guys had ever it was checked baggage. If you guys had ever used luggage for like trips, so I used to fly out at least quarterly, if not every month or two. I traveled a lot for my last few jobs with the same company. Um, and we would always be going out to the corporate office and, constantly back and forth. And after the corporate office, the next month you have to go to this training and this training and that training. And these people, you had to go on this stage and do these things. And, if you ever think about why DLD has that voice, that is because I was always talking into mics and stuff. Anyway, so I used to carry a firearm with me wherever I went. So if I went to, Texas, I'm bringing a gun. If I went to Louisiana, I'm bringing a gun. Florida, I'm bringing a gun. Anywhere. But sometimes, if I was going to there was one time I went to LA, I did not bring a firearm. If I'm flying into Cali, if I'm flying into New York or Rhode, I'm not bringing a gun because it is way more hassle. I'm just going to get a gun when I get there, and I'm just kidding. I'm going to stop at a store, buy a kitchen knife, rig it up inside my belt and whatever. Anyway, so I'm kidding, but I'm also like literally not kidding. Like we should do things like that to, make sure you're protected. Anyway, I would always, put gun stuff, holsters and magazines and things like that in that luggage. And then when I flew to those places, I would declare the firearm and, whatever. And it wasn't a big deal that I had them in there. And then I would empty all the stuff out and go into like LA, for an example. I went like crazy tearing everything out. Like, let me be certain that I don't have anything in there, even one stray round of ammunition. And then if something happened, it would have been super innocent. Like, whoa, I thought I cleared everything out. In this case, it was a similar situation. He had just been on a hunting trip, and he forgot. He overlooked 4 loose rounds of information. Inf- Information, really? Sorry, it's late. Words are hard. He left 4 loose rounds of ammunition of ammunition in there, and he ended up getting canned for it. In where was it? It was someplace with like zero tolerance for anything. Like you cannot have firearms there at all. Where? Somebody help me out. Where was it? Let me see. Cali Pepper, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Um, For sure, he likely is. There was another dude that got caught in Mexico with like 2 rounds of ammunition. Same thing. He just actually there was a time somebody else may Turks and Caicos. That's right, Turks and Caicos. Um, there was thank you guys, thank you. There was a time when I was going to this is the crazy thing. That trip that I was going to LA on, um, I knew I couldn't bring my gun, so I'm like, "I'm gonna bring a few knives, I'm gonna bring, OC spray, I'm gonna bring, like, all this stuff," right? And I ended up bringing, like, 2 knives, OC spray, and, like, a flashlight or something like that. And this is before I got super tactical and goon beamed out and all that, right? So I had, like, Streamlight, I had, a actually that huge folding kukri. This is a Raja 2. The Raja 3 is a small, like, 4-inch version of this. It's actually really cool, really handy little knife. It opens the same way, by the little, pocket wave feature. And, when I went to go check in for the flight, they kept changing up the times. They're like, "If you're there an hour before the flight, you can check your bag." But then the next time I go, they're like, "You have to be here for at least an hour and a half before the flight boards to be able to check your bag. Oh, you have to be here 2 hours before the flight to check your bag. Oh, you're here before a half an hour, you're fine, you can check your bag." I'm like, "Yo, y'all need to get it together, okay?" So I go with 2 knives, OC spray, and, flashlight, whatever, and there's some other things I carry to the airport always, which maybe I'll do a little video or something on, or maybe I'll show tonight. Um, and when I went there, they were like, "Yeah, you can't check your baggage because we need an hour and a half before the flight to be able to check baggage." And I'm like, "Dude, I have stuff in there that I cannot bring on carry-on. I can physically carry on luggage of this size, but I cannot bring on what's in that baggage." And they said, "Just take it to TSA, okay? Take it to TSA. They'll let you know if they'll let you take it on or not, or they'll let you know if there's maybe room to check it or whatever." Worst decision I ever made, okay? So, like, 80 to 100, probably $100 knife, the Cold Steel Raja 3. They took that. They gave me no options of sending it back, having someone pick it up. I had just had someone drop me off, right? So I could have had someone pick it up, grab it. I would have rather given it to somebody. I would have literally like flagged down a security guard or maybe not a cop, but like somebody and been like, "Yo, here you go. Today's your lucky day. Here's a dope ass knife. Super wide blade, man. It's so dope." Um, Took that. Kershaw took that. OC spray, threw that away. And like because I couldn't check my baggage, I had to trash everything in there. And they took it and they sold it. They profited off of it because that's what they do. So that was just another thing. So you never know when you're going to end up in a situation where what you think you have planned is not what is going to occur. To where this dude, you know, went on an innocent trip hunting and unloaded everything and was trying to be a good little boy. And then he goes on this trip to Turks and Caicos with his family. And now he's probably looking at 12 years, like missing his I think he's got 4 kids, 3 or 4 kids. Missing, dude, that's crazy. At that point, bro, like I'm leaving, dog. I'm late. You are not gonna find me. There's gonna be a body double that I paid to be at the hotel. We're gonna exchange passports, and I'm out of there. I'm out of there, bro. Anyway, that sucks, man. It's a terrible thing. Um, is that DEA? What? DOA.nc.gov division state surplus property. Oh yeah, they 100% sell that stuff. Like no question, no question. Um, But usually what they do is they'll auction off the high dollar stuff, like the brand name stuff, the Benchmades, the Microtex, the Cold Steels, whatever. And then they'll take the shitty little, what's that company? Like the Victorinox and the stupid BS. They'll take that stuff and they'll sell them in bulk, like by weight. That's how many they get. Um, Another thing before we close up here, I want to remind everyone. I was looking at some figures, and I was looking at suicides in the United States. And I was looking at how the suicide numbers correlate with the different things that are happening in our lives. And I looked at them like 2001 all the way to 2019. And I looked at them skyrocket from 2019 to 2020 and 21 when, when COVID was taking place. Um, and then a lot of people are saying that, like a lot of uh, platforms are reporting that suicides are up because of the availability of firearms, but they're actually down and they're trying to play with these numbers. But either way, I think it's just another way for them to, get control of our firearms. But I want to say this, okay? Um, being in the world of noticing, in the world of realizing, and in the world of being awake, uh, things can get sad and lonely, and at times things may appear to be like s- you know you may just people may get apathetic. People may be like, what's the point, right? What's the point? But like, we are literally spinning into a black hole of oblivion, and we're all headed in a terrible direction. So check on your friends, okay? Take care of the people that you care about. Check in with them. If anything, y'all, like, it's 2024. Check in on your friends because they may need help welding. Okay. But seriously, all jokes aside, if there's people out there that you haven't talked to in a bit, check in with them. Just call them and ask them questions. Don't talk about yourself. Just ask them, how you doing? What's going on? How's your family? What's been up, man? How's your daughter? That kind of thing. It means a lot to people. So, take care of the homies. All right. Um, And if anyone out there has ever lost anyone to suicide, you know how, you know, terrible that is to experience. And, you know, expressing care and compassion to people that are going through a tough time is very important. So I don't know. I was just looking at those numbers and seeing some crazy things. And um, I mean, we got up to like 48,500 suicides in 2021, something like that. And then 2022 was like 44,500 suicides. So it did go down. And then 2023 was like 45,000 suicides. So it's crazy. 14 out of 100,000 people will commit suicide over the this year. This year, for every 100,000 people, 14 of them will commit suicide. So I don't know. It's just something that kind of popped in my head, and just wanted to share that with you guys. Let's see. I've lost so many people in my. Let me see. Hang on. I've lost so many people in my life to self deletion. I'm sorry. I'm making up words. Sandwich chef. Sandwich chef says, I have lost many people in my life to self deletion, but most of them used something else besides a gun. Actually, no one I can think of died from anything but drugs or something way worse. Yeah. Um, most of my friends that commit suicide hung themselves. And, you know, that's, I think they're using the whole firearm thing as an opportunity to say how all of us need to, get these ghost gun baby killer magazines off the streets, and whatever the stupid shit they say. um Guys, let's remember, actually, hold on. I promised you, even though I'm dragging, even though I need to shut down, I promised you that I would showcase the Cricket Hisatsu, which is the 19x of fixed blades. Okay, this is an excellent steak knife. No, I'm kidding. It's very shanky, right? But because of its heft, dude, this thing, just with like flick cuts, like, if you're familiar with like utilizing like a flick of your wrist to just kind of whip it to inflict cuts on soft tissue. This thing has a really, really great, dang, look at that edge right there, bro. Um, First off, it does match the 19x beautifully. Secondly, man, I almost cut my mic line right there. How terrifying it would be to have a totally matte colored, like, hidden item tucked behind one's forearm right there. Like, this is crazy, crazy. The Cricut Hisatsu is I mean, it was a very, very popular knife. The FDE, version was not produced like in mass. They did a bunch of blacks. You could probably still find the black Cricut Hisatsus available. They also produced what I think it's like the Hoshimi or something like that, which is a smaller one, or is it a larger one? It's another one, whatever it is. But this thing is a beast. It oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because of its size, if we're talking like in a combat style situation, like hand-to-hand combat kind of style situation, this would be a good fighting knife. But when it comes to things like survival or usefulness outdoors, there are some limitations because of the shape of the blade. And I mean, you can still do work with it for sure. But something like this it's basically just a shank. It is a long toothpick of justice. And that's all it is. But it's a really cool knife. Now, there's something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but I haven't actually pulled the trigger on it. Y'all know I like my shoulder rigs. I got a bunch of Galco shoulder rigs. I actually sold one of my 1911 shoulder rigs to a viewer. If you're out there, you know who you are. Rock it out, my guy. Um, the the Galco Miami Classic 2 is probably one of the coolest shoulder rigs in existence. There's a whole bunch of great ones out there, but with this one, um, you can just pull, like, let's say you wanted to rock twin Glocks, right? Akimbo to keep their heads down like Limbo, sport brand, beat you to it. You can just unweave one side, take the extra magazine slot off, and put a left-handed holster. So that way you could pull lefty, righty, right? Or what some people, I think it's called like the funny enough, I think it's like the FBI module or something, where you take the pouch off with two magazine carriers on it, and there's like a wall of like 4 to 6 magazine carriers that just goes down your whole side. It's a little ridiculous, but that's the cool part about it. For me personally, what I do is even if I'm rocking a shoulder rig, I'll literally just rock another one or two on the belt because why not, right? You may as well. If you got dead space on the belt, put something there, right? Put something useful there. But there is a little leather like uh, rectangle, right? And it's got holes like dot matrix through the whole piece of leather. Now that clamps on and actually weaves through the shoulder rig, so you can actually take the holes of a Kydex sheath like this, or even the holes of a Kydex mag carrier, whatever, and you can actually rock a folding fixed blade underneath like this, right? So if it was underneath there, you could grab it like this with your left hand. I don't want to cut myself or my mic wire. Or even on this side, you can grab it with your right hand. But in a lot of places, it's actually against the law to carry big ass fixed blades like this concealed. So just keep that in mind. But it is a really cool thing, and I've so wanted to do that for so long. So if I did do it, I would probably just open carry it like with a t-shirt on because why not, and then just rock the reloads on the belt, or rock a reload on the belt or wherever. But you can take Kydex and screw it to it and tighten them down. That way you can keep reloads and a fixed blade on the belt. But if you are going to rock fixed blades, hold on. All of these were hidden. I just want to go on record saying that. They were very difficult to find. So going back to my one of the oldest fixed blades I have, this thing is like literally over 30 years old. This is like Cold Steel's first para edge. These things sell for stupid money. I don't know why. It's just a small little fixed blade, but it's I think this is Japanese, Taiwanese. Um, this is Japanese steel, very good steel. And this is what is it? This is the Para Edge by Cold Steel, and it doesn't even say what kind of steel it is. But anyway, you can put little blades like this horizontally on your belt line, so that way you could grab it with your right hand, or if you need to, if you were doing something, if this hand was occupied, you could grab it with your left hand as well. The same setup I have for this, like with a little tech lock, I have for this, which I'm probably going to start selling these soon as well, to where you could do it either way, like this way or like this way. I personally like it angled down because you can grab like that, and then I'll probably grab with my um, index and ring finger, and it's just a little arrowhead like this. Super, super small, super just low key, very small, very comfortable. And this thing is D2 tool steel, and it just glides through stuff. Man, this thing is just a like a true punch dagger. It's brutal. But you can also grab it with either side, left hand or right hand. Another one that I love, I really, really, really like this one because it hides more of the blade inside the sheath, and it's got a little sub hilt right there for a little more meat on there. It's just got a standard clip point. So this is really for driving. It's not for slashing. You're not going to do a lot of slashing with clip points, drop points, and normal shit like that. But again, you can grab it right hand or you can grab it left hand like that, depending on whatever way you choose to do. One of my favorites that is it's not small, but when you look at the size here, it's comparable to the other one here. This has way more blade to work with. This is the Cold Steel. It's probably the most like realistic tanto that they've done, where they've actually done like the correct angle. And this is 8CR13 MOV steel. This is the Kyoto, I think the Kyoto 1, and it's even got like a fake cord wrapped blade. And bro, this thing in your hand is just like, man, this thing is insane. This is a virgin blade. It has literally never cut anything. So I've never used this blade for anything. I'll probably carry it, at some point. But the beauty of knives is that like you don't have to prove that the knife is reliable. Well, in most cases, knives aren't like firearms where I'm like, oh man, I'm finally at like 1,080 rounds with my shadow systems with no, cleaning, no maintenance, no oiling, no nothing. It's just been dry dogged and it's run, except for the burr that I found, which I worked through that. It's done really well, right? Um, Knives are just, as long as they're a good, good brand, a good company, as long as the blade is good, as long as the construction is good, the reliability is already there, right? Yes, there are shitty knives. Yes, there are knives that break. Yes, there are, terrible locks. Yes, there's whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying. The shits don't have to prove themselves to be reliable. They work as advertised and they never run out of ammo. Knives are great. But if you do ever have to do any work with a blade, just know that you're going to get messy. You're going to get soaked. It's going to be disgusting. You're probably going to puke, but you'll likely live. So, and if you're cutting, expect to be cut because that's just it's just the way it is. Um, and if you ever sit there and ask like, well, how do you know? Um, I've showed you guys some of my little scratches before. Actually, for some reason, I thought it was on the other hand here, but I've had a up close and personal gash down my. That actually was from taking a blade from somebody. right there, and that's like it's just like just about 2 inches. Um, Grabbing a blade and taking it from someone is not a good idea. However, if you do get it from them and you beat the ever living piss out of them and steal their knife and still keep it to this day, whatever, like 12 stitches or whatever that was. Yeah, you can see the holes next to it. Actually, I'm curious. Yeah, you can see the holes next to it. I don't know. It's probably like 12 stitches or something like that, but nothing crazy. You could literally see like the white meat in like my muscle when it was bleeding, and I like rinsed it off and all the blood went away and then it started bleeding again. It was like white to red, white to red. It was like, ugh. Um, but yeah, in those types of situations, you just do whatever you got to do to survive. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, now I'm gonna have to clean up my whole freaking desk. Look at this. Look at this. Shout out to Big Mac Defense, by the way, because um, sending that AB suppressor is giving me the opportunity to test a new can. Let me pull this up here. What the heck? Didn't I? No, that's a zip. Oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't send it. Hang on. Oh, and this is what I was talking about. Sorry. So one of our viewers had sent in one thing you could do with Blackhawk Serpa holsters is make a display shelf with it, which is actually a pretty good idea. I like that. Let me see. So I had some pictures of the can here. Ooh, you know what else I saw? And I really want this. Microtech makes this super rare $829 set of 2 punch daggers, and they are M390 Magna Cut, I guess. I think, I don't know, Magna Cut steel, and they're Warncliffe, and they are just devastating little blades, man. They're incredible. I also saw this crazy Civivi. Looks like I didn't get to see the action on it, but it looks like a folding punch dagger. That thing would be dope. I'd like to learn about that Civivi if you're out there. So this is the can that I got coming to me. I'm waiting for the paperwork. This is the AB suppressors. Oh, sorry. This is the AB suppressor 556 can. Now, my current can that's on my 10.3-inch 556, it is 21 point something ounces, and it's like 8 inches long. This is like 5 inches long and 10 ounces. So this is going to be way, way lighter. It's going to be way easier to wield. Look how freaking gorgeous the inside of that can is. And oh, that's dope. That's a good picture right there. That is at XCal. And this is the weird dildo looking can. It's ribbed for someone's pleasure. I don't know. But yeah, lots of cool stuff, man. This place is incredible. I love going there. But I'll be honest, even though they have decent pricing, usually when I go there, I'm like, yo, Jonah, I saw this thing at XCal. Can you get it for me for less? Yeah, and he does. So he's sending me that. Big Mac Defense has already sent the 556 can for T&E, which is test and evaluation. And I'm going to be reviewing it, and I'm going to compare it to the other cans I have. And um, I'm not going to I'm not going to like burn it to the ground, but I'm going to put it through its paces. I'm going to see how it does with sound suppression, with flash suppression, maybe like record it under nods or something like that, and kind of like see how it does with that. But anyway, I want to show some love, man, because Jonah has been super supportive. He's always like just been willing to do whatever he can to support the channel, the community, you guys. He's helped so many different people save a butt ton of money. And yeah, I want to show him the love, man, because he doesn't get enough love, support, and shout outs, but he does so much for the community. So I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. And speaking of the whole concept of disarming somebody else with a weapon, I think as an example, in an extreme circumstance, as I was always taught in martial arts, it can be used. It's just always 50-50. Absolutely. So I also have a background in martial arts. I did Taekwondo for the first half of my life, before, by the time I was an adult, half my life was, in Taekwondo. I got up to first degree black belt and, had always been doing some type of combative type of martial art. And in any situation, if you're going up against somebody with an edged weapon, even if you have an edged weapon or not, even if the other person doesn't have an edged weapon, but you do, the likelihood of getting cut is extreme. In that situation, I had a drunk guy trying to rob me on the bike trail in somewhere in Virginia, and I was like, "Okay, I understand most of what he said in Spanish, and I didn't like it." So I was like, "Okay, he said he's gonna kill me in Spanish, and or something similar, and I could either take it in the hand or I could let him keep complete control of the blade and potentially get it in my face, eyes, heart, jugular, where he like, I don't know what direction that would have gone. Now, luckily, I think he probably robbed other people that night, and they probably were all like, a knife," and then they probably all came off their pockets, whatever. Um, I just don't think he was expecting me to literally just grab that shit, and, I got sliced open real good, wrestled with him, took the blade, and knocked out of his hands, and I beat the shit out of him until, like, I could barely lift my hands anymore, and, he was alive and breathing when I left, and I'm pretty sure he won't rob people anymore, and, that was a long time ago. That was, like, so long ago, I was absolutely a minor when that happened. Um, and of course, all of this is for, entertainment purposes only. It's all pretend and made up, and that never happened. But anyway, you never know. That could have gone horribly wrong. He could have, the moment that I got cut, he could have pulled back and started, going to town on me. I just think he was drunk, slow, stupid, and didn't expect me to react immediately. Like, I didn't wait 1 second. I jumped right into it. And I probably, looking back on it, like, I guess in a way I'm glad I didn't have my gun on me, because I would have just stepped back and bodied his ass, and no lesson would have been learned. No one would have changed. Like, who knows? This dude that was literally robbing people drunk, probably doing it for like beer money or whatever. Who knows? Maybe after that situation, after picking up your teeth with a broken arm, maybe you start to rethink your life choices, and maybe he stopped doing those kinds of things. Maybe he found God, and maybe he changed his life and started doing better things or whatever, right? You never know. Probably not, but anyway. Dude, cardio is what I'm working on, bro. I have been exceeding my daily goal every single day by 200% every single day, and I'm excited to continue to work on myself and get better. I'm also working on the channel. I'm doing a lot of things right now for DLD that are behind the scenes. I'm also, after I'm done doing some things for DLD, I'm going to be doing some things for DLD hardware, and some good things are happening, and I'm pumped about that. Cardio is huge. If you cannot run, you'll die. If you can't go run a mile right now, like, for your life, and I don't mean like yes, I could run a mile, but afterwards I'll be useless for a half an hour recovering. Like, if you can't go run a mile, even though I'm a big chunky dude, I could go run a mile right now and I would be able to pick up a gun and fight if need be. But I would like to be able to run a mile way quicker, and I would like to push myself stamina-wise, like, way beyond that point, and, I'm just not anywhere near where I wanna be, so I'll continue to work on that. But I realized that if I continue to work on myself and work on the business and work on, everything, so pause. Work on myself. I mean, everything and always myself personally, myself as a husband and a father, even though I'm separated and getting a divorce, whatever, but I'm still going to continue working on myself in that aspect. Working on myself as a father, as an individual, as a leader, as a community member, as a whatever, every aspect there. So when I say personally, I mean all those things. I don't want you guys to hear, oh, I'm working on my channel and think like, okay, well, why aren't you working on yourself, bro? Like I am. That's number one. Number two is I'm also working on DLD After Dark. There's been a lot of things that were started, picked up, and played with and not implemented well, not used, not utilized, not maximized, and I'm working on all those things. Oh man, I need to drink so bad. And then also, I'm working on DLD hardware too. Once I catch up on some things, the wall should be, even though it's going to be a big undertaking, bigger than y'all may think. That'll be done soon. And yeah, I'm getting it all in. And then the place I'm going to be able to go shoot at and film and all that, I'm getting that worked on. Probably going to have to set up a workbench here instead of a lounge because I think I can. I think I found a way to do more workbenchy stuff instead of the lounge area. But I'll do some stuff. I'll do it all for y'all. Okay, it's for the channel for all that. But look, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys coming through and spending 3 hours and 17 minutes with me. Holy moly, that's crazy. Moving forward, after this week, after the Saturday, which I'm gonna call it, after the uh, giveaway contest, whatnot. Oh, lastly, of course, I'm saying this when we don't have 75 people in here for the contest. Please email me. I've saved as many of the pictures as I can. I'm sure I'm missing some of them because some people were like, check this out. And I didn't know if it was an entry or not. Um, if you have sent me your entry saying this is an entry, then it's likely that I've saved it. But to be extra, extra, extra safe, do me a favor and just email it to me. And I don't know if Kurt Sport Brand anyone is out there. If you can, my computer is just really, really far away from me right now. If one of you guys can put my email in there, I can put it in here. Hold on, I don't want to put y'all in too much work. Hold on. Boom. Okay. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, my guy. Thank you. Oh, what the heck in heck? Did I get canned? Oh no. Okay, it went through. Sorry. Nice. That's what's up. This is a rear entry. Ayo. Of course, Joe. Um, if you could email your picture and be like, Dark, this is my entry and this is my username. I'm actually going to put the usernames on the photos so that way people know like this is this person's. But that's why I'm saying people don't submit anything illegal, don't submit anything spicy, don't submit anything that is going to get you in trouble. If your username is California boy, 420, don't submit a machine gun, right? Like just, guys, use your noodles. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't want to go post a picture of like a Glock with a switch on it and put California boy 420 or you know what I mean? Like obviously that's a made up name and a made up situation, but I'm just saying I don't want to get anyone in trouble. This is supposed to be for fun and to win stuff. Do not compromise your freedom over winning some red dots and medical equipment and stuff like that. Come on. It's it's not worth it. So send to that email your submissions, your pictures of your DLD stuff with the gun or a build or builds or your gear or whatever, your EDC stuff, your I don't care, something. You could literally put a DLD patch on your dog and, send it. Whatever you choose to do, just make it dope. Make it a good picture. Do it, take it like outside, go outside with your iPhone, put it on portrait mode and just go to town. You know what I'm saying? Um, Never made it to black belt, but I have a goal now to do it somewhere in my local area. Nice, man. Good for you. Oh yeah. It was a lot of work, man. When I was a kid, I was very, very committed to that stuff. But I basically quit when I became a first degree black belt and I, was like, oh, I made it, not realizing that the first degree black belt was like the beginning, you know. Um or even just to take a stand about personal decisions. Those are wise words in such trying times. Which one? Um, just do lots of yoga now and run when I can. Marathon diet. What? Sprinting is oh yeah. Okay, sorry. My bad. I'm following up or catching up on chat. Anyway, guys, look, I appreciate all of you guys for coming in and tuning in. The fact that we have, 40 people in here at the very end is just insane. But I appreciate all y'all so much. Just make sure that we support the companies that are supporting us. Support Jonah with Big Mac. I know a bunch of you guys are. A bunch of y'all are buying stuff, buying cans and firearms. Somebody told me he may have the TTI Terran Butler, the Terran Tactical Canic. Don't tell him I told you this, but he may be willing to sell it because somebody was supposed to buy it and they didn't pay for it. But don't say that I said that though. Just say that you may have heard from a little birdie. Just saying. Appreciate you, Lightning McQueen. Appreciate you, Drew, Sandwich Chef, all you guys, all y'all know who you are. Joe Morris, all y'all, you guys are the thorough ones. But definitely don't tell him I told you. And just know that a little birdie told me that you may see. So these Terran Tactical Canics, I don't really like them. I don't really fuck with them, but whatever. A little birdie told me that they're already incredibly difficult to get now. Okay. A birdie told me that you may see a Canic in the next John Wick. A lot of people don't know this because they think John Wick died in John Wick number 4. He didn't. John Wick 5 and 6 were already signed off on. They're happening. So maybe in 2026 you may see a Canic, a TTI Canic featured as like the gun that John Wick uses. And how valuable do you think they may become at that point? I'm just saying it'd be a good thing to have hanging on to in your collection. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Mr. BS, my guy. I got one today. Nice, man. Good for you. Good for you. But all I'm saying is consider it, okay? And you know, it could be something that you hang on to. And guys, I'm telling you, every single thing that I've told y'all about, the only thing I didn't see was the white P80s. Why did I not buy all of them at $90 from Brownells? I know, it's crazy. Anyway, guys, support the companies that support us. Support Tac Knives. Use code DARK at 20% off. Support Gideon Optics right there. Use code GLOWIES. You get 10% off and free shipping. Support Goonbeam. Goonbeam has been a massive contributor to the channel. He's been incredible, and we love him. And pretty soon you'll be able to buy your Goon Beams again from DLD Hardware as well. But you can also use the link in the description. All the links I'm giving y'all are all in the description as well. And you can also use code DARK to save money there. We got to support the companies to support us, right? We got to keep our own ecosystem going because all these people, these outsiders that hate us, man, we cannot spend money with them anymore. We got to refuse to. We got to take a stand and say, nope, not anymore. If y'all want some bomb ass coffee, do you drink coffee in the morning? Yes. Okay, great. Go to Texas Parks Outlet Coffee. Okay, just search in whatever search engine you choose. Texas Parks Outlet. Okay. pull up the coffee, use code DARK, you save money on your shipment, you support Eagle Run 23, who's a fellow gun builder, fellow content creator, and you get some of the best, like, small batch, of course, AI with a thumbs up, small batch, like, roasted in the US and then shipped to you. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's good stuff. But support him, support all the homies who support us. Guys, in the end, we're living in the craziest times right now. It's insane. Right now is the time that I'd recommend that you guys get right with your family and get right with God. You never know when it's going to be the last moment that you're walking out the door. You say, I'll be right back, and you never return. Okay. Make sure that you're right with God, that you have a close relationship with Jesus. Look around you. If you don't currently believe that, look around you, look at creation, look at the miracles that happen every single day. Creation itself is evidence of the creator. Okay. If anyone has questions about that, hit me up. I'd be glad to talk offline too. Oh, excuse me. Also, as men that are at every single turn, we're, an attempt is being made to soften us and to, keep us docile and keep us from, you know, um, fighting back and rebelling, and we have to be men and be strong warriors of God and take a stand for what we believe in and stand up and say no. And who knows when that time of actual conflict may be, if God forbid, if it ever does come to that. But the things that we need to do, one, we need to realize that we are warriors of God, that we are supposed to be here to take a stand for what's righteous and be the good ones, the good guys. um, and whatever that means to you, I'll let you take that with you. But you also need to make sure you're holding yourself to certain rules, standards, and expectations. Some of the rules that I like to share with you guys at the end of every stream are as follows. Rule number one is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief little interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So just be kind. Rule number two is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution. Give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed, because a hand that's open to give is open to receive. Rule number three, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence. So make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be. And be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I appreciate all of you guys so much. Shout out to everyone that's been supportive of the channel. We are about to kick it up a notch, and I'm grateful for all of y'all. I love y'all, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later. The government did not 11. Just vibing. Guys, your government loves you and wants you alive. I say again, your government loves you and wants you alive. Also, companies like Alphabet, Google, YouTube are companies of the future. Companies like Amazon, Walmart, McDonald's, they love you. They're fast and easy, and they'll feed into your consumerism basic needs. And just remember, in the end, I fucking told you so. I told you so.